This is a Danger Entertainment podcast. DangerEntertainment.net. Danger Entertainment Podcast Network.
Please note that any comments, jokes, questions, maybe anything that we say on the History of Bad Ideas is all in good fun. And remember, we insult everybody. Our thoughts, opinions, questions, anything else, actions that we do on the show do not reflect any of our employers, organizations, advertisers, or anyone else that is associated with the History of Bad Ideas. And remember, at the end of the day, it's just a joke. Welcome to the History of Bad Ideas, episode number 307. I'm Jason.
I'm Jeff.
Blake.
I'm Jim.
And with us this week is a movie critic that has no taste. He is Scab Jeff. Welcome, Scab.
I'm not sure that was a good welcome with the no taste thing.
But
thank you.
Yes, welcome.
I don't feel comfortable harboring a fugitive here in the podcast.
We'll get to that.
Did you see how fast he grew that beard out?
I know, he did grow the beard out.
So the
pretty
people
fast.
outside of Cincinnati that may not know, there is a convenience store. Is that what it was?
It was a vape shop.
A vape shop. Well, they should be robbed. Anyways,
In Florence, Kentucky.
in Florence, Kentucky, that was robbed, and they sent out the picture of the person that robbed them, and it looked very similar to you, Scab Jeff.
It's exactly. I would think that it was me if I were.
So I just want to let you
If I
know,
didn't know better.
I'm Chris Hansen, and you're under arrest. You're free to go anytime. But I will say, I don't know what happens outside.
What's the to catch a
Predator.
predator? Yeah.
To catch a thief.
When that guy shows up at your door, run.
Apparently, my parents were watching the news, and and just like out of the corner of their eye or whatever. And my mom's like, "Pause it! Jeff was just on TV."
Well, at least you're on TV for something.
You know, I saw the local 12 WKRC TV screen. The suspect is described as a thin man of average height and bald with facial hair. I was like, oh my God, this is Scab Jeff. It looks exactly like him.
So, Scab, did you commit any other crimes since the last time we saw you?
Not that I'm aware of.
Okay, that's good.
But I wasn't aware of this one, so it could be that whole.
Have you been in a vape shop?
I have not.
Because you smoke cigarettes, right?
I do.
But you don't vape.
I do not.
Because you're not a douche. So that's
Exactly.
appreciative. So Scab, this is a little bit different studio than last time you were here.
It is. It's very different.
Yes. We have dragons coming out of the vents.
I saw that.
Thanks to David Pancake. His House of Pancakes is amazing. And his shop is amazing, too.
It's not under House of Pancakes.
Oh, it's not?
It's at DavidLeePancake.com.
Oh, my bad. So, Jeff, regular Jeff, do you like that it's up there?
Oh, yes.
It's very nice. It's your addition to the studios. My addition was the 100 movies bucket list that I got for Father's Day for my wife. We finally were able to put it up in the studio. I'll take a picture of it and put it on our Facebook page at the History of Bad Ideas tomorrow.
Now, when you scratch off a movie that you watched, is it you and your wife had to watch?
No, just me.
It only counts as you watch.
Yes. So here's the thing. There's 100 movies on here. Some, that are pretty common. Some
have
aren't.
been on your top 5 lists.
Tonight it may be. But my rule is that I have to be able to see the majority of it. Like I had to have seen, Jaws. I've seen a lot of it, but never sat through the whole thing, so I can't count that.
So you have to watch it from beginning to end in one.
Pretty much.
Maybe not necessarily one
Correct.
sitting, but
To watch it,
but
yeah.
not here and there and watch it out of order.
Correct.
You know, I have the TBS poster, but before I can scratch off the movie I saw, I got to scratch off like 100 commercials. And then you eventually get to the movie completion.
I just want to watch an episode of Seinfeld on TBS app. Here's 87 minutes of commercials. It's only 23 minutes of show.
I did notice that you scratched off A Clockwork Orange.
Fuck you.
Didn't we decide that you hadn't seen that
I
one?
have seen it. I have seen it. So my wife did ask. She told me to go to the jury here. Lord of the Rings. The trilogy is up there as one.
Trilogy? No, you didn't see the trilogy.
I saw the first one. I saw the second one.
Did you finish the second? I thought you.
I did finish
off.
the second one because I saw Ents attacking at the end.
Oh.
And then the third one, I fast forward all the way
That
through.
was your favorite part of the movie, wasn't it?
Well, it's fucking Ents. So I fast forward through the third one. I think that counts.
I don't.
No.
Well, I'm going to scratch it off because I think it counts.
You have to sit through the third movie.
I don't have 8 hours to devote to the third one.
Why did you fast
It's only
forward
4 hours.
I was bored out of my mind. I was bored.
Dare you, sir?
I'm sorry. You know
There's
that.
an epic battle. Oh, this is so boring.
The one that has the most action in it, he was bored with.
Where's more
I
walking
think I actually turned off before the final battle.
Where's more walking
Well, that's the final battle, and then that's over. Then that's finally, and then there's another 45 minutes of the movie.
Well, Clerks 2 got me pretty caught up on the final how it ended, so that was good. Fucking Peter Jackson. So yeah, there's a couple of them up there. Anything, Jeff, that you're surprised that I haven't seen?
I just learned an interesting fact about that,
Uh-oh,
the
what's
Lord of
that?
the Rings trilogy. For a number of the camera shots, they had extra super large models of the One Ring. So where you see a lot of the close-ups of the ring, like when it falls in the snow and he goes to get it after they leave Mordor. Not Mordor.
Toledo.
Yeah, after they leave Toledo. Those are actually like super extra large rings, like the size of your head.
So you know there's a Hollywood executive in his swimming pool with these golden rings just floating in his swimming
Well, it was
pool.
done to get a perspective, so you get a real close up of the ring,
Real
and then the
big,
people behind it. If they really put the ring, regular size ring, it wouldn't.
And I know you'll give it crap,
but
but in Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves, they actually did that with the arrow, the famous scene of the arrow shooting the target. It was a 12-foot arrow. So they just did the whole
didn't they
thing.
do that like backwards or something?
I think they did.
Yeah.
So the whole movie plot?
Yes,
Maybe.
the whole movie was shot backwards.
Would have affected.
Like, can you get your hands on one of those big rings and give to me?
I did ask if they were anywhere on sale.
Okay.
Spencer's Gifts has them. I'm sure they do. They have everything.
So I'm reaching for one of these Oreos we have on the table.
Oh, what do we got? Jim, you brought some in.
Yes, I brought some in because the last 2 times I bought them, and
3.
gave them, this is the 3rd time I bought them.
Uh-huh.
But the first time you brought them in?
No, I brought them. I've given them to Jeff, and he's brought them in, and I haven't gotten any.
We did have them at the expo.
I don't remember having any of these.
Chocolate peanut butter pie. This is our most favorite one of all the Oreo challenges. Scab Jeff, did you see any movies that you're shocked I haven't seen?
Schindler's List. You kept talking about the girl in the red dress, how great
That's just
that
because,
was. And,
that's just because they're asking.
but I had assumed that you'd actually seen that.
He didn't even know what the girl in the red dress was, but you complained about it, so he ran
I
with it.
remember seeing bits and pieces, and I may have seen it all, but it was back in the day when my parents rented it on at the video store. I don't know if I've actually seen the whole thing. I've seen bits and pieces of it.
So you're going to have a family watch viewing of it.
Yeah. My wife was really upset that I didn't watch, 4 Weddings and a Funeral, and she was shocked that I've never seen The Notebook.
Oh, God. Why would you want to watch either of those movies?
I don't know. Was 4 Weddings and a Funeral that bad?
That was actually pretty good.
It was all right.
Funeral was great.
Blake just broke the microphone stand. What did you
Way
do?
to go, Blake.
We can't put you anywhere. We can't. This is why we don't have nice
Let me
things.
tighten this up.
Anything else, Scamp?
I saw that you were a Rocky Horror Picture Show virgin.
I've seen it.
No.
Bits and pieces, I should say. And I want to say I've gone to the premiere, like not the premiere, the midnight show, but I thought I did, but I can't place it enough to say that I did.
Well, if you went, it would have been your first time, so you would have had to go up front and do all the crazy virgin stuff.
Did I have to throw toast?
They didn't make me do that the first time I went.
Well, I pretended that I'd seen it the first time I went.
You're not. Will you take me, Scab? Will you take me to see it?
Oh, if you haven't seen it before, I will totally take you.
What is the virgin stuff? Like, if you've never seen it, what do they make you do?
They make you simulate sex and stuff up front.
I don't have to simulate it.
It's been a while since I've been to one of them. I don't know if it's become more
Sex
PC.
or a Rocky Horror Picture Show. Because that's our top 5 tonight.
I know. I'm proud
Top
of some of
5
mine.
droughts of sex. No.
So is Rocky Horror Picture Show going to be on anyone's list?
I thought about it.
It is not.
But you haven't seen the movie.
So I said it. So my question is, do they still do the midnight showings of Rocky Horror?
At Esquire.
Do they?
I
Okay.
do
Every
have
Saturday.
I do have a Susan Sarandon on my list.
Oh, White Palace. I didn't even think of that one. Damn it. Damn it.
Oh,
Really? I can't believe they still do the midnight show. I mean, that's fine that they do. I'm kind of surprised by it.
Everybody comes in costume and everything.
So I remember when my older brother, who's 6 years older than me, he used to do that. He went like once or twice to it.
Oh, that you used to, like he did it regular.
No. But I remember that it was a big thing. Like, he might have even gone more than that, because I remember like a lot of his friends would go to it at midnight showing and all that. But I didn't know it was still a thing. I thought it was kind of I mean, not that, again, good for them, but I've always been intrigued by it.
Yeah, you've gone to it once. That's all you need.
Is it a good film outside of that?
No.
It's entertaining. I mean, the experience is entertaining.
The experience is better than the film.
Okay. And
The
that's
film,
Susan
if you
Sarandon
just
too,
watch
right?
the film on TV, it's kind of boring as compared to the experience.
It's campy.
Yeah.
Okay. Is this Susan Sarandon?
Yes, she is in it. She
Tim
plays
Curry, Susan
young-
Sarandon.
Barry Bostwick. Oh, yeah, Meatloaf.
Okay. I'm sorry. I was not to digress. I was just wondering.
I remember my first showing. We went, and one of my friends was dating a girl who was performing in it. So we went to it, and we sat in the very back, and we brought like at least a case of beer stuffed into our coats, and we had bottles. And so we're about halfway through it, and we just have them sitting next to us. And my friend kicks one of the bottles. Ding, 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 ding. All the way down. It was in the very back row. Like,
Did you get kicked out when instead of throwing toast, you throw beer bottles?
No.
See, I'm confused. Like, the bottle didn't stop at anyone's feet on the entire way down?
About half. It wasn't super full.
Okay.
So about halfway down it stopped, but it made a ton of noise.
Yeah, see, I think my problem is I went to that experience first, and then I watched it on TV, and I was kind of like, oof, this is boring.
Is that
Well, that's
long?
how you're supposed to do it. I mean, they kind of didn't want to show it on TV, but they wanted the money that TV gets you, so they were torn on it, should they sell it to TV
The great
or not.
equalizer. Well, I don't want to sell out. Here's a big check. Sounds good to me. I'm
Thanks,
out.
TBS.
No,
Here's 87 commercials.
I was in college and they like showed it on campus once or whatnot. And,
That's the first time that I saw it.
and most of the people who went to it, I think it was their first time. I had a friend who had been there before, and she was like, "Oh, we gotta go." And she like dressed up in magenta every time she goes and whatnot. But
Did you get on stage?
oh God, no.
Okay. I was just wondering.
And I didn't even sit in the back. I sat in the middle, so I was just completely nowhere. It's not like people could point out at the back row or something. That might have been the only time I actually saw it theater-wise.
We saw it about 4 times. The next few times we brought cans.
They're less noisy.
Yes.
And they hurt less, too, when you throw
There's a
them.
girl who was in the things like, guys, come on, really?
Did you know? How do you know it was us? It could have been anybody.
So you brought a keg the next time. Those won't go under the seat unless you have the Heineken mini kegs.
A movie keg.
Ooh. Trademark it. Trademark it.
Trademark movie keg.
It's made with real butter. Let's see here. Anyone have Disney Plus yet?
No.
Jim?
Yes.
Okay. Scab Jeff?
I do not. I'm not sure that I would enjoy it.
I got younger kids, so it's really good.
Are you saying Jeff doesn't have a younger kid?
His youngest is his kid is my age, is my son's oldest, right? Yeah.
Are you saying you're a horrible parent because you won't pay attention to your kids and you'll sit them in front of the TV and you'll let them watch Disney Plus all night for hours on end?
Nice work. That's
Thank
some
you.
good parenting
Thank you.
there.
That's how we got the basement done. No, The Mandalorian. Jim, you caught up?
2 episodes?
Yeah.
Yes.
I didn't even realize there was a second episode.
Yeah.
And then number one fan Doug's like, hey, what do you think about the second one? Didn't realize there was one. I guess it is now. Because he was able to get it. Disney Plus is finally at number one fan Doug's house.
Yes, I heard that because I was at work the next day after we recorded last episode, and I was discussing it with a coworker of mine, and I mentioned something like Doug had mentioned he didn't get any email confirming, and he goes, probably used the wrong email. And I'm like, oh, kind of like our boss the one time when he accidentally typed in .con instead of .com.
That will do it.
So I shot a message over to Doug, and he's like, were you just talking to Jason?
And that was the issue.
Yeah, that was the and I just remember my boss had problems because he couldn't log in or whatnot, and I think they eventually figured out what happened. The guy was trying to where he was working from was trying to send something so he can reset things, but he's sending stuff
to the wrong one.
To an account that doesn't work because it's .con.
Yeah.
And it's like, I'll send something. No, you can't send something. You need to get into your computer and change it, but I'll send you something. No.
Was it Disney Plus or TBS app? It didn't matter.
Oh, no, this was something...
totally different.
Totally different, but it was something that, was had an online application to it, and, yeah.
Well, speaking of Disney Plus, though, Mandalorian, we won't do spoilers because not everybody's seen it yet. But it is damn good.
They're already out there.
I know.
Yeah. There's a bunch of memes that spoiled some stuff already.
I know the big spoiler, but I don't think that's really a spoiler.
It might be...
The Mandalorian's a woman?
No, not that one.
Oh, crap.
It was probably the best Western
Wait a
I've
minute.
seen in a long
Are
time.
you sure you saw that? Because everything I was reading was saying it was, transgender. So you
Stop it. Down the hall. Out the door. Down the hall. No, The Mandalorian, probably the best Western I've seen in a long time. It is that Western feel to it. Western movies. Your thoughts?
Oh, I thought you were talking about you saw it in a hotel room.
No, not the best Western. Is that still around?
Somewhere.
Yes.
I don't know if it's as good as Westworld.
The TV series?
Yes.
That's a good call. Okay.
When you're talking about Westerns.
And there are no other Western TV shows.
No, I'm talking movies. I'm just talking about genre. It's better than Paint Your Wagon.
Is it better than Bonanza?
Yes. Because I
Really?
hate Bonanza.
What?
I did like some of the cameos in it. Some of the guys the one person he's working for.
Yeah.
That was kind of like, oh, okay, that's kind of cool.
Was it George Lucas?
Yes, it was George Lucas.
Yes, I knew it.
But overall, I really enjoyed it. The cape kind of bothers me.
Well, capes always bother you.
I know. Don't you watch The Incredibles?
Why does he have to wear a cape if he's wearing armor?
Number one fan Doug and I talked about this. The cape is kind of like, okay, whatever.
It's to
decoration
disguise
piece.
what type of armor he's wearing.
It's because his jetpack is now on the front.
At least the controls for
Yes,
it.
that's right.
There you go.
But no, I've really enjoyed it, though. I've liked it a lot.
Yeah, it's enjoyable. I will keep watching.
Yeah.
It's the only thing I've watched on Disney Plus so far.
We watched Lady and the Tramp, the live remake, or the CGI remake. It is live, but I mean, there are actors to it, so I guess it is real somewhat.
How old
Did
is
they
that?
use
I
a-
didn't know that even came out.
Just came out on Disney Plus.
It was exclusive to Disney Plus.
It's better than the cartoon, and I'm not a huge fan of the cartoon. And it's better than Lion King, your favorite CGI film of the year. Scab?
I thought it was I think that it'll win, or it has a good chance at winning the Oscar for Best Visual Effects.
Yes.
Will it win the Oscar for Best Supporting Actress for Beyonce?
Oh, God, no. She was, she single-handedly ruined the movie, and she's just voiceover. Like, you don't understand how that's possible until you see this.
She was worse in this than she was in Austin Powers 3
I was just thinking the same thing.
as Foxy Cleopatra.
Kazam! Or what'd she say?
I didn't, in that one, I didn't, think that this is just a terrible actress doing this.
Beyond.
How many producers did she have just for her voiceover?
That was probably the problem.
Matthew
she didn't
Broderick's
have
one.
enough.
She only had 23.
I saw a headline that said, Beyonce's daughter already wins an award for songwriting. I'm like, and what? She had 52 producers on that?
So did you like
Well, no,
Lion King?
she wrote it with 14 other people and Ivy Blue or whatever her name is.
Did you like Lion
or
King?
Blue Ivy.
I didn't dislike it until Beyonce came on, but really she totally ruined it. Like, that character is a main character, and that character was no longer any good at all.
She was what, adult Nala?
Yeah. I thought the first half of it went really quick. Like, and not in a good way. Like, I thought it was, like, very disjointed. I didn't think the editing was good. I thought they kind of glossed over stuff. And they fucking got rid of Be Prepared. Best song ever. God.
That's the best song in any Disney movie ever.
Yeah, and they got rid of it. He just talks.
Oh, my God. Oh, I'm angry now.
Be prepared.
I heard they ruined the hyenas, too.
The hyenas I actually kind of like because they actually had a queen, and they were more like, okay, this is a hierarchy, and that they're actually joining Scar for a reason.
But they didn't have Bonsai Ed and Shenzi.
No, they did not. They did not. They did not have Ed. So
I kind of had Ed.
Was he named Ed?
but he was goofy, but he wasn't.
They named him Goofy?
No.
They had Goofy was in it?
Yes.
He did the voice for him. Did a better job than Beyonce.
We've watched a couple here and there, not all of it, but some National Geographic shows on Disney Plus because they have the whole catalog. They have a lot. My kids really like the Wild Yellowstone and those type of things.
Are they like the magazines? The National Geographic
Yeah, there's a lot of
shows?
topless women in there too. In Yellowstone, it's weird. Topless in Yellowstone. But yeah, I mean, we've watched it. It is an amazing service. The problem is, you go to watch a movie, like my son was sick this weekend. He's like, "Oh, I'm going to go watch Black Panther," and he went to go watch it. He's like, "Sorry, there's a thing you can press. You can watch the trailer. It's not allowed until March 4th, 2020." Damn it!
And here we
The trailer's not allowed?
No, the movie.
Is
And
that
here
when
we
Netflix
find-
loses it?
Yeah.
And here we find the hippies in their natural state of.
Oh, so you can't really watch any of them that Netflix has right now.
Notice
Correct.
The female hippies are topless and prancing around in a mating dance
Around the Old Faithful.
for the males, for those with the most marijuana.
Now I'm waiting for Eric Cartman to come and exterminate the hippies.
The one sad thing is, the Lone Ranger is not available until 2020. And I'm thinking...
That's not sad.
And I'm thinking... You can watch the trailer. And I'm thinking the whole time, like... What? Who has the rights to this film and why?
Probably Netflix.
TBS. But yeah...
Streaming and broadcast are two
I know.
totally different things.
But I wanted to see Lone Ranger because I have not seen it.
Sponsored by Mutual of Omaha.
That's right.
I've seen enough of it to know I hated it and didn't want to see any more of it.
Scab Jeff, is that on my 100-movie bucket list, Lone Ranger? It's not.
Original or remake.
Fourth row down, third from the left.
Oh, okay. There it is.
That looks like a pyramid. Well, third from the left.
The other
Yeah,
one.
that's right.
Yeah, it's the pyramid.
It's not Lone Ranger. Anyways, moving on.
But it's like
Ishtar?
It's a bridge with train tracks.
To Terabithia.
Oh, okay, yeah. Those are
And dollar signs just falling from the train
those are
tracks.
railroad ties going down into the
I
distance.
thought it was
Exactly.
a
Okay.
great train robbery.
Like Lone Ranger.
Yes, that makes sense now.
Or maybe Stand By Me.
That is it. It's Stand By Me. Scab, anything new with you?
It looks like a pyramid, I swear.
Probably, but
You haven't seen
I've
Dr.
drawn a blank.
Strangelove either?
I've started playing a lot of board games recently.
Oh, yeah. We
Tabletop games.
Tabletop board games.
Give me a couple that you played.
I started playing Azul, which sounded like a stupid idea. It's
Oh,
about
it's fun.
Portuguese wall tiling, but it's a wonderful game.
Okay.
I got Santorini.
We have that. That was from our friend.
Yeah, Nick donated that.
We kept it at my house because my kids really liked it. My kids really love that game.
It's a good game.
It's fun. I like the gods, I like the aspects of it. You take a role of a god.
The god
and you're
cards.
you're trying to level up these little buildings to 3 and then jump on top, basically.
I got Ticket to Ride, which I thought was a very, very good game.
Oh,
One of my favorite games. One of my favorite games.
And I just got Photosynthesis. I haven't played it yet, though.
Do
I've
you
never
have that?
played Photosynthesis? No.
Okay, I heard good things about it, but
That's the 3D tree one? Mm-hmm. Okay.
You haven't played it yet?
I haven't. We spent maybe 10 minutes putting it together.
Does it come with its own
We'd had a lot of
chlorophyll?
beer by that point.
Greenhouse. Does it come with a greenhouse?
Borophyll. That's what it was. Got Mr. Chlorophyll up here.
Proceed.
Pandemic's a fun one.
I'm not a big fan of the co-op games.
See, you're wrong, because co-op games are fun.
I hear the live version is starting in China.
Well, we have a game night every
It's
week,
already
and we want to
started.
be able to play the games during the game night, and you can't really win a trophy for a co-op
Well, yeah,
game.
okay, you're right. You can't win a trophy for that.
Oh, geez, gets a little serious over
You
there.
know, I haven't been invited to his game night.
Yeah, me neither.
You have.
I've never
It's
been.
always been the Cards Against Humanity, but
One time we showed up and we played Cards Against Humanity, and it was the
Strip poker.
Balderdash.
Balderdash.
Nobody invites us, man. Jim, were you invited?
I live too far away from him.
I think you live right next door.
Did the night start with ripping off vape shops and beers?
Hey, Jim, do you need some money?
Delis?
There's a reward for this. Again, Scab, you can walk outside our studio anytime. I can't stop you. I don't know who's out there.
I do. It's Doctor Number One.
No, he's actually going to skip this week, he said, because there's supposedly a police sting around us. Yeah, tabletop games. Jeff got me hooked on those a couple years ago, and we pretty much got rid of all of our kids' games. Even my 3-year-old plays Sushi Go, Go Nuts for Donuts. A lot of those. It's not traditional table, but
Yeah.
the more.
Well, I'll say
advanced-
Go Nuts for Donuts is still it's a family game.
It's a family one.
But are you saying Candyland isn't a family game?
It's in there. We still have Candyland.
All right,
I hate
there
that
you
game. I
What
fucking
about
hate it.
Chutes and Ladders?
No, my wife got rid of it because she said it was a damn awful game.
Well, it's a terrible game. There's all you do is you move whatever the dice says, and that's it. You go up or down the ladder.
Her issue is that every time she's about ready to win and end the god awful game, she gets a slide.
Well,
and
yeah.
she's like, I just want the game to end.
I mean, that's.
She didn't even try to sell it on our subdivision website or Facebook page. She just threw it away. She's like, I'm done. I hate this game.
The only thing that game is good for is helping kids count up to 6.
Is it dice or is it card? Oh, the Candyland's cards.
Candyland's cards.
That's right.
That's good at helping spatial awareness and colors and
Still awful game.
oh,
You learned about physics too.
in
How?
Candyland.
Gravity. Yeah. No. Shoots
Oh,
and
Shoots and
ladders.
Ladders. Adam Sandler was making a Candyland game and movie, and I'm not kidding. He was also making a Tonka truck movie,
And sadly, both of those games are better than the Game of Life.
like the real Game of Life.
The board game
Oh,
called
okay,
the Game of
okay.
Life.
I think I meant this, Our Lives.
Hey, I like that spinner in that game.
That is fun.
Yeah, if you take the spinner away from the game and just play with the spinner, things can be fun.
Do that too.
You actually play the game, it even ruins the spinner.
Jim, you brought some hot cocoa Hershey Kisses. Those are pretty damn good.
It tastes like hot cocoa.
It
Well,
does.
now I got to eat some.
They are pretty good. The Game of Life, the new version is if the spinner skips and you're a computer lab or IT guy, you get like a $500 or something like that every time it skips.
Oh, God. Updating it doesn't help this game.
Just saying.
I'm telling
And you have to get married.
You still have to get married?
Oh, yeah.
It's an evil game.
Yeah.
Have to get married, have to have children.
Yeah, if you get 8 or more kids, you get welfare, so that's kind of fun.
Serious?
No, I'm just kidding.
I'm about to say then.
Hey, Jim Blake laugh. Sorry, down the hall. Out the door and down the hall. My bad. Moving on. Anyways,
Those are better than regular Hershey Kisses.
those are pretty damn good, aren't they? Let's do some listener feedback.
And now it's time for the bomb listener feedback, sponsored by Miles Garrett Hat Services. Starting off with this one guy, Doug,
Number 1 fan.
8 pans.
Can't give yourself a nickname.
formerly known as,
8.
says, how much does this suck? If MLB revamped their system, 42 minor league teams would be contracted under their realignment plan.
Yeah, we
Bill
discussed this a little bit last week.
Contracted as in reduced, not
Yes,
as in
yeah.
signed up.
Correct.
Yes.
What I don't understand about this is it's not equal amongst all the teams.
Some teams will have more farm teams than others.
The Reds will be losing 3 teams.
Why?
I don't know.
Do they have 3 teams more than everyone else?
I have no idea.
Billings is gone.
We don't want to lose Billings.
No.
Daytona, Billings, and Chattanooga.
Oh, Chattanooga's out.
Why would we lose Chattanooga?
I don't know.
That's a popular minor league team.
See, part of the point of having them is you get the people in different areas to follow your team halfway across the country. The Reds are huge in Montana because they have nothing else.
Correct.
And Billings brings them in.
But
Huge.
this
Unless
probably will not.
Montanites tell me I'm wrong.
This probably will not happen because presidential candidate nominee.
Elizabeth Warren.
No,
The one from California,
no, the old guy.
Bernie.
Bernie is completely against it.
Bernie's against it.
Bernie's against it.
Wow.
This sounds more kind of like they're trying to socialize the sport.
Unfortunately, Bernie's idea is that every city gets a minor league baseball team.
No, he feels that it's going to hurt the cities that have these
It will.
teams. To
Oh,
hurt their
definitely
economy.
hurt the ones that are losing teams.
Yeah,
And they don't lose them; they just lose the affiliation with Major League Baseball.
So you have an unaffiliated team, which
You're going to have a lot of
harder
independent
to
baseball leagues.
Yeah,
which
one
is
the
stupid.
teams aren't going to get money from the major league team.
and then they're not going to get the players aren't going to be coming through the
Correct.
system. So
You're going to have a lot of Ricky Hendersons on there.
those teams will fold.
Yeah.
I don't.
Of the 42, maybe 12 will survive.
Yeah, I don't know why you really want to do it because, again, having this vast minor league system is what makes baseball better than football and basketball because they're abusing college for their minor leagues when baseball has their own built in.
College sports are completely ruined and done.
But
all
isn't this related to Major League Baseball and the criticism of the amounts of the salaries that they're paying the minor league players?
They're not paying them much.
Yeah, they're not paying them much.
So they said if they contract these 42 teams, the salaries will go up.
The average will go up, but they're still spending out the same amount of money.
Correct.
Yeah,
because there's less people, less players.
So they're downsizing, spending the same amount of money, but
Yeah,
the
pretty
people that
much.
are still affiliated with MLB teams get paid more money,
Yes.
in theory. So it's a trickle-down effect.
But there'll be less people signed under each team.
Voodoo
Yeah.
economics.
One trip you get from an East Coast team that goes to a West Coast city, including airfare, hotel, and everything else. That money spent there could fund one of those minor league teams for like 3 months.
I'm against it because, like I said, I agree with you, Jim. I think it's one of the best part of baseball is the minor league teams. You can go to any city on vacation and find a team close by, and it's great.
And have a good family night for
It
like
is.
$8 a person.
Yeah, like I said, I think it was last week. I said, I went up to I used to for my old job a long time ago. I used to go up to Cleveland a lot for business for
Yeah, but
training.
when you go up to Cleveland, you can see a major league team.
It was outside Cleveland. That's the problem. It was Lakeland, I think. And I
Lakeland's closer to Cleveland than the Bob Studio is to Cincinnati.
anyway, so I went. I was staying, but my hotel was across. I think it was Lakeland. It was right across the street from the minor league stadium. I went there for 3 nights in a row for $10 and got second row seats. It was great.
I think what it is that Rob Manfred isn't being hated enough, so he's got to do something to alienate himself from all the fans, like the rest of the commissioners have done in sports.
Just have a all-star game end a tie. That's all you need.
I mean, Goodell is completely a bad guy, and he's kind of jealous, I think.
He's like, why can't I get Goodell-like press?
So Goodell is the emperor.
I don't know. Gary Bettman, I think, is still he goes on top because he's been there such a long time.
Yeah.
And
No one likes him.
yes.
So you got
The people from Hartford like him. Oh. No.
Hartford maybe getting a team back.
No, they're not.
No. So you got Gary Bettman as the emperor. Goodell is the Darth Vader, you think?
Yeah, he could be the second Sith.
Yeah. And then you think
Like Adam Silver's Jar Jar Binks, I think.
an NBA commissioner.
A Sith Lord, but a fool.
I think it's perfect. but who's Palpatine?
That's what we said. Is,
The Emperor.
The
Oh, the
Emperor, yeah,
Emperor.
yeah.
All right,
It's,
okay.
That's
Batman
Batman
Gary
for
Bettman.
hockey.
Sorry.
Yeah.
It's all right.
Because it doesn't matter where he goes. Goodell gets booed at the draft.
Goodell's getting ready to
But
throw Bettman over the into the chasm.
railing.
Yeah.
It's a railing death. But, Bettman gets booed anywhere. He goes to a restaurant and the waiter boos him.
And like Rob Manfred's just like a stormtrooper right now.
He's missing a lot.
He's just
What did the one stormtrooper say to his son? I miss you.
Oh. Boo.
And on that note, that reminds me of Intern Hackney. Regarding top 5 favorite Office episodes from last week. Intern Hackney, Product Recall is one of my favorite Office episodes, solely for the fact Jim dresses as Dwight at the very beginning.
Probably one of the best, if not the best, cold opening of the show.
And
Michael.
Bears.
What are you doing?
Beats.
Battlestar Galactica.
Scab, are you an Office fan?
I've seen all the episodes.
Okay.
Both the British and the American.
We did top 10 actually, because a website did the top 30 Office episodes. So we did the top 10. We just were talking about the top 10 that they listed. Product Recall is funny because Creed gets somebody fired that had nothing to do with it.
Yes, and then
Gets a card together.
Gets a card to get donations for her, then takes the money.
And throws the card away. That one is a good one. I do like the product. And the whole issue is that they had a
watermark
of a duck fucking a mouse, basically, on the paper. And it was because somebody's last day at the mill, and he put it on there. And Creed is
he was like getting fired or something.
Yeah.
And
Creed is quality control.
He's like, and the year that I don't stop by to check up things.
Just his going about, his cutting way to go about seeing who wasn't there last week.
Yeah.
So he could blame that person. Anyways, what else we got here?
Next we got from Karina at K. Dolehide. Please have Jason do a Beyonce song, doing a Donald Duck voice, singing Ice Ice Baby.
No.
Please don't.
No.
What?
Well, how do you do a Beyonce song doing Donald Duck?
Singing Ice Ice Baby?
Because the song's Ice Ice Baby.
Which isn't a Beyonce song.
Oh,
Karina
I thought
was
that
confused.
It was. It's not Beyonce didn't write Ice Ice Baby?
No, it's Vanilla
Beyonce
Ice.
vocal.
Beyonce hasn't written anything. We'll get that straight.
She wrote The Lion King, right?
She wrote the lyrics to the song Girls.
I don't think she wrote them.
Oh, she did. She wrote Girls, and then everybody, and then she wrote Girls.
Oh, she wrote the word girls.
And then Girls. And then Girls.
Who run the world?
And then she wrote Girls.
I'm going to write girls, and then you guys write things that I should say between when I say girls.
Is that your Donald Duck
Yes.
voice?
Sounds like you're choking or drowning on something.
Okay, moving on.
Listener,
Thanks,
I think I got
Karina.
it. Hold on. Maybe I'm not that good at impressions.
Oh, honestly, if he figured it out, thank you, Karina, for that question.
No, I think I might be. Let me try.
No.
her name is Dolehide. All right, listener reviews from Kevin at Cincy Explorer. Just saw The Lighthouse. I want to see that, by the way. Incredible performances, set design, and cinematography. Just because it's in black and white, right? Loved it being black and white film. Oh, yeah. And script was solid. The only reaction as the credits rolled was Whiskey Tango Foxtrot. What the fuck? 8.5 out of 10.
I think the low on Kevin's list is 8.2.
I think there's a 7.5 in there. I think Jurassic World 2 was a 7.5.
I think he might have given something like a 6.8, which is like a F from him.
Yes.
Or a
what-
B minus.
What is The Lighthouse about?
It's a building that keeps ships from crashing into the shore.
Because it has this big light at the top that lets them know that they're getting close to the shore.
I know my wife likes them.
Yes.
I do have to give props to Kevin. He was talking to a couple of people, and that he was actually promoting our show and saying, "Hey, you might want to check them out." My cousin does a show, so good for him.
Yeah, and on my drive over here, I heard the iHeartRadio Podcast Awards are going on. So if you want to vote for us for those,
History of Bad Ideas. iHeart.
wouldn't that be great if we can get an iHeartRadio award?
Aren't they going out of business?
Who cares?
Oh, okay, yeah.
If we get an award,
Let's do it.
a podcast award that usually goes to like Serial or Mark Maron.
Yeah, the famous
Give it
ones.
to us instead.
We beat Mark Maron for it.
That would be great.
That would be great.
We're better than Mark Maron.
Better than... Fuck yeah. We're not in a garage, so fuck you, Mark Maron.
Great. Now Mark Maron's not listening anymore.
damn it. He was?
I heard Tara Reid's on his show this week.
Fuck
Damn
her.
it! He gets Tara Reid.
But only one of her breasts, because the other one's out the door.
Well, the nipple's pointing the opposite direction.
Yes. Our studio isn't big enough to do it, to put her in here. God. Could you get her in here? Could you get her on the show?
Once upon a time, I could have.
You worked on Sharknado. Come
I
on. Fucking Tara Reid. I hope you're never in another American Pie film as long as I live.
Is there a danger of another American Pie film?
I don't know. American Senior Home.
We do have a correction this week.
Ooh.
We are being corrected by Brian Auer at Bauer Fett regarding death in G.I. Joe cartoons. There was one in Season 4, 1991, in an episode called The Greatest Evil Part 2, when a character called Headman fell into a vat of drugs and overdosed.
So doing a little bit of research on it, Hedman was a drug dealer, a drug kingpin under Cobra. And in this episode, his plan was to overdose a bunch of the Joe forces coming into their base, but it backfires, and he ends up getting sprayed with the drugs and has a severe overdose. But just before succumbing to the drugs, he sets off the self-destruct mechanism for the base. All the Joe and Cobra forces escape, except for the Headman. And the last scene of the episode shows Headman's arm sticking out of the rubble, followed by a blank screen, and the words say, "Drugs kill."
Never mind gun violence, war.
Wow.
So
That's what
technically,
drugs do.
the only death was because of drugs.
Yeah, it was not a gun death.
No.
It was like explosion.
That wasn't a gun.
He succumbed to the overdose
Yeah.
Before it blew
before
up.
the explosion. Yes.
Yeah, see, the drug killed, not the explosion.
Wow.
Man.
The big question is, was
And now
the
you
weather
know.
machine okay? That's the biggest thing.
Apparently, he set the self-destruct button.
Damn it.
And the character itself, he began his criminal career mugging old women for their Social Security checks. He moved into robbing convenience stores and then got arrested. And while in prison, he learned the basics of drug dealing and created a drug empire based on paramilitary standards.
You know, it sounds like drugs killing him off was a good thing for the world. So maybe drugs aren't all that bad because they will kill the bad people.
It's kind of like when the criminals bust into, like Jeff, he busts into a shop and tries to rob them with a gun, and the store owner shoots them.
Knife.
It was a knife.
Oh, sorry, my bad.
I mean, I hear it was a knife.
That's not a knife. That was my thing. Is like when the criminals break into these stores and they try to rob them with a gun or a weapon, and the store owner shoots them. I have no issue with that.
Would you consider that a black sweatshirt that he's wearing?
I do feel like Scab Jeff is wearing a black sweat. You know what, Jim? I think you might get a reward. Again, Scab, anytime you're free to leave, go ahead. Chris Hansen's out the door.
I was wondering where that cotton candy smell was coming from.
Oh, because of vaping.
Goddamn vaping.
Oh, I thought you meant because you were trying to lure children into
That's
a
what I
van.
thought, too.
I'm not talking about a game of Candyland.
Chris Hansen's running
is that
another
how you guys-
sting outside, too?
He's got 3. They're all lined up.
Is it the wrong Candyland game?
Pick a cop car.
Regarding drafting a new Friends cast from intern Hackney. Hey, when you produce the show notes, it's pretty easy to get your own shit in here all the time.
That's
isn't
right.
it? Here's my better late than ever redraft. Monica, Leah Remini.
Fuck you.
Rachel, Marin Dungy. Phoebe, Nicole Sullivan. Joey, Victor Williams. Chandler, Kevin James.
Fuck you.
Ross, Patton Oswalt.
Fuck you.
Why did you
is that
only say
another-
fuck him 3 times?
Because Remney, James, and Pat and Oswald on the show, I couldn't stand. The other ones were okay.
I was
Oh,
going
you
to
were
say,
fine
it
with-
sounds like a great idea.
You mean
take characters from
you
one
were fine
show.
with Nicole Sullivan on the show?
Which one was she? Wait a minute.
The dog walker?
The dad walker.
Or the dad walker?
Yeah, I was okay with that.
Oh, I thought she was terrible on the show. I thought she was worse than Leia Remini. I did.
I like Hackney's idea of taking characters from one show and put them into
Wait
another
a
show.
minute. Did someone do that?
I don't know. You didn't like my incestuous Brady
We don't
Bunch,
have a
did you?
winner yet. So, Nisi, could you pick a winner for the draft?
Intern Hackney already picked mine.
We have an
Doesn't matter.
intern he wasn't choosing.
It was Nisi.
Well, I thought it was the person who asked us the question.
Dana, could you pick two?
Yeah, Dana. We need to get a hold of Dana.
There's no Dana.
Let Dana know that she's supposed to be picking it.
What else we got?
From David,
Or he, if Dana's a he.
Maybe.
Name the top 3 actresses you would like to see as James Bond in a future film.
Scab? Who do you got?
Future film.
You mean a film in the future, so it takes place in the future?
A future James Bond film. Go ahead, Scab.
Give me a minute. I wasn't ready for that.
It's only been on that
Eventually,
one.
Roger Moore's going to have to retire. You're
I
going to
don't
have
have
to
it in
replace
front
him.
of me. I wasn't.
Roger Moore's dead.
What?
What do you mean, what?
Go to the next question, and then Scab's going to think about it.
The rest of us aren't allowed to answer?
No, yeah, we
or is
can.
this
Go
only
ahead.
Scab? Oh, no. Well, personally, I think the best choice would be me.
You're sexy.
But you're not an actor.
I can be. I've acted once or twice.
I don't believe him.
I don't either. I think Jason
I've seen
C-
him on TV.
I think Jason C. I think
Well, I wasn't acting then.
Yes, you were. You were unloading a dishwasher.
Oh, that time. Yeah. Yeah, that was good acting.
I don't know. You can't click a buzzer on a game show quick enough. I don't trust him with a gun.
Fuck you.
Anyways, moving on. What you got, Jim? You got anybody?
Tom Hiddleston.
Heard that. Okay.
James Loki?
Yes.
Loki.
Can we take Superman, Henry Cavill, and make him a Bond? You think?
Oh, that
Ooh,
would be
Henry
a good
Cavill
one.
would be a good Bond.
That'd be a good one. I still like the Idris Elba thought. I like him.
And I think Scarlett Johansson would make the best first black James Bond.
Stop it. Tara Reid. Maybe Tara Reid.
No.
Tara Reid's left breast.
Yes. Yes.
Vin Diesel.
Vin Diesel would be good.
Oh, he
Especially
already
if
did
they
one,
make a
didn't
coming-of-age Bond film.
You mean Triple X?
Triple X.
I do like.
And Triple X3.
I do like the
Not
Henry
Triple
Cavill
X2,
one.
though.
Maybe Chris Richardson from 365 Flicks podcast. As long as he doesn't trip. That's the big thing.
He
That's the
broke
big
his
thing.
gun.
Look it up, kids.
How about Tom Hardy? He could be like the only person that like played like a villain, right? Didn't he play a villain? I can't remember.
In Bond, I don't think he
played
has.
Tom Hardy.
That was Inception.
Yeah.
No,
Tom Hardy would be a good one, I think.
Tom Hardy wouldn't be bad.
You could show me 5 Tom Hardys in a lineup, and I would not know they were the same person.
Even in that movie where he played a twin of himself. What was that movie?
Social Network?
No.
No, I forgot the name of
About the
it.
British gangsters.
Twins?
Yeah. Yeah.
What was he? Was
Bugsy?
he the Vonder?
No, that's
whatever
Army
twin?
Hammer. How about Scott Speedman? Would he be a good Bond?
No, Scott Speedman would not be a good, especially if he has to sound English. He has a hard time
How would
being
he
an
say that? How would he
American
sing that?
accent.
Jeff, I want to hear your English accent. If
Oh,
you're going to be
geez.
Bond.
Oh God, you're right. Now I got to.
Come on.
Uh-oh.
Some people just want to watch the world burn. I just nailed it.
Because about the only thing, about the closest I can do is Sean Connery's Scottish
come on.
accent, and that's just we named the dog Indiana.
That's going to be a very short dialogue story.
Well, what do you think
Bond.
of like, if John
James
Boyega?
Bond.
John Boyega. Is he British? Oh, yeah, he is.
British.
You know what? I would be okay with that. I'm interested to see if he does anything after the Star Wars saga because he did the movie The Circle with Tom Hanks and that bombed. He hasn't been in much though since then.
No.
Which I'm guessing because the Star Wars movies take a while to film and that. But
What about Joel Edgerton?
He does. I like him in The Kingsman. But
No.
That's Taron.
You're thinking about Taron?
Joel Edgerton. Okay.
Yeah.
Taron
How
would
about
actually
Colin
be
Firth?
That dude.
I don't like Taron.
I like him.
No.
I don't. He would not
No.
make a good Bond.
He looked good as Robin Hood.
Colin Firth is too old to take it over.
Yeah.
That's kind of what I'm
You
thinking.
think?
That's what I think with Idris Elba. I think they're getting too old to be
Still up there?
I mean, you can have an old James Bond, but then you get Never Say Never Again.
Yeah, that'd be
George
horrible to
Lazenby
do that
out there?
again.
I think he's dead too.
Oh, okay. Can we get him back? How about Sean
Didn't
Connery?
Woody Allen play James Bond?
Yes.
He did. Well, Jimmy Bond. He played Jimmy Bond, the villain to David Nevin's James
I
Bond.
thought you meant Woody Harrelson. I was like, I would pay to see
Ooh,
that.
Woody Harrelson. Other than he's getting old,
And he would be high all the time. Give me
you know, he's an actor. He can act like he's not high.
That's true. But it won't be as fun.
Benedict Cumberbatch.
He's too popular.
Oh, okay. You're not
How about
allowed to
the
have
guy
a
that
popular-
played his
got
sidekick at Watson?
Martin Freeman's not too popular.
I like Martin Freeman.
They're still getting a little old.
He reminds me of Bilbo.
Aaron Taylor Johnson.
Oh.
I did not realize he was British
I
until
didn't
like
realize that.
last week.
I didn't realize until last second that he was British. I would take that would be impressive.
Christian Bale.
Eh.
You know, it's kind of interesting. All the movies that he plays with American accents. It's pretty wild to listen to him speak English. His natural accent sounds almost fake. It's like he's putting it on.
It's
You're
the
like,
same
"What?"
thing with the guy that plays Andrew Lincoln, Rick Grimes, on Walking Dead.
Yeah,
you hear him
same
talk
thing.
after the show, and you're like, "What the fuck is this? Where's your regular voice?"
Where's your George and
Oh,
Southern?
I remember Andrew Lincoln from Love Actually. So.
Oh, Love Actually.
Actually, I didn't know he
Great
was in that
sex scene.
until I saw somebody made a point that that's the guy from Walking Dead.
I think we should get Neville Longbottom to play Bond.
Oh, that would be nice. Well, he grew into his gangliness.
Oh yeah, he's like what 6'3", and
Robert Pattinson, we can get him.
that's Matthew Lewis.
He can glitter.
Okay. See, everyone says glitter. That's all you talk about. He did one movie, or one movie series where he glittered, and that's all you talk
That's
about.
right. Hey, he's sparkly.
One movie series. Go ahead.
He'd wear the tuxedo really nice, sparkling.
What else we got?
The Pop Culture Cafe. You have $500,000 to invest in a movie. What type of movie would you invest in with the hope of getting at least a return on your money?
All right, if I'm investing and the point is to make money, horror.
That's a good call. Good call.
But I personally don't like horror movies, so if I'm investing because I like art, it wouldn't be horror.
Mine would be a kids movie, a animated film.
For 500,000.
Well, he's just putting
just
his
investing.
500.
It's not-
Other investors
Oh,
are also.
that's true. Okay, my
Yeah.
bad. It's not not the budget.
Yeah, it's going to be an animated film that's going to have like funny jokes for kids, but it's also going to have those slight jokes that
Like a
adults
Shrek.
get. Yeah.
Okay.
but
Scab.
better.
I still think that we're in the place where superhero movies are the way to go.
Okay. How about a Russian superhero movie with a bear? The guy that turns into a bear.
A Serbian
A Serbian superhero.
movie.
Okay.
And that's the name of it. A Serbian superhero film.
It could be a family movie. Blake, what do you got?
Space Jam 2, because we know who's going to shut up and dribble for China
Disney?
and make billions.
No. LeBron James making Space Jam 2.
That's right.
Scab, what do you got? Where you going?
For
500,000. What do you got?
I still think that
Superhero?
superhero
Okay.
movies are the way to go. If I'm doing it to make money,
You got to be the right superhero movie because you could get Justice League, which
Yeah.
really did it even with
He'd make-
advertising and all that. Did
Black Adam.
Which is coming out.
Oh wait, look, next question.
Yep, there you go. What we got from intern
nice
Hackman?
segue.
The Rock.
Welcome to The Rock.
Confirmed Black Adam. The film is arriving on December 22nd, 2021. Thoughts?
My thought is this Hackney's third question in the outline?
That's a good thought. Moving on, what do you got?
Be the intern. From Nisi 72.
Hi, Nisi.
Since I'm such a retro TV buff, and in light of recent passing of Valerie Harper, PTA, can you draft the Mary Tyler Moore Show next week? Original cast, no spinoffs.
I think we could do that. I'll check. Tony from Salty Language is going to be on our show next week.
So we'll make him draft?
We'll see if he's up for it. If not, then we'll do it the following week.
We'll make Tony draft.
Oh, he's up for it.
I'll look up the Newhart cast.
Which one? The Bob Newhart show or Newhart?
That'll be the surprise.
Daryl.
Larry Daryl.
Oh, Larry Daryl. Sorry.
I like Daryl and Daryl better.
Do like them. We got one from Professor Number One.
And finally, Professor Number One at Doctor Number One. What the hell was Myles Garrett thinking when he smacked the Pittsburgh QB Mason the bitch Rudolph with a helmet?
He wasn't thinking.
Well, he was actually trying to put the helmet back on Mason Rudolph.
It fell off, and he was just helping
He was
him.
trying to help him out, and this is the thanks you get from the Pittsburgh Steelers.
He was
and the
thinking
NFL.
Mason Rudolph is being a little bitch by attempting to rip my helmet off, and then
scratch
I'll
his-
rip his
oh.
off, and then he's going to continue coming at me
and
screaming.
scratch his face and kick him in the nuts, and then Miles grabbed his helmet, and Rudolph jerked his head out of it. So naturally he was coming at him, and Myles Garrett said, "You're coming at me. You better put your helmet back on." And he tried to put it back on. And it didn't work.
Let's talk a less controversial subject. You see, Kaepernick had a tryout. And,
I'm going to call.
So
out,
anyway, back to Myles Garrett.
I'm going to call out Cleveland fans who are pretty much backing Myles Garrett and saying what he did was not wrong.
Oh no,
It was wrong.
what he did was wrong.
It was horrible. It was so stupid.
A
There's a lot
suspension
of-
for the rest of the year
It was.
is a minimum of what he should get. I agree.
There was somebody said, I am so proud of these Cleveland fans going out and buying their Myles Garrett jerseys now.
No, what he did was pretty stupid.
It's really
I
stupid.
mean,
Again,
just Brown's going to Brown, man. That's all there
He
is
takes
to
himself away from the team for the rest of the season.
it. Correct. And you know what? At the time, I was, shocker, drunk in a bar with a bunch of Browns fans in a Browns backer bar. And at the moment, as soon as it happened, all the drunk people, including yours truly, myself, and Dr. Bednar, jump up and scream like, "Yeah, fuck you!" And then I'm going, "Hey, wait a minute, what did I just cheer for?" And then I sit there, well, that's actually pretty stupid. And then when you really think about it, you're like, man, that was really dumb. All he had to do is point at the scoreboard and just go, "Scoreboard, bitch."
Well, the simple fact of the matter is,
Here's the question:
you're assuming you're thinking.
Yeah. Well, see, that's the other part. He
He
did
did not thinking.
He did tackle Rudolph.
Tomlin
He did hold on to him.
Or Kitchens.
Brought him down. I was hoping
There
for
was
30
30
seconds
seconds
guys
left in
start
the
to go
game.
at it.
The quarterback is in there getting sacked.
Yeah.
Your second, your starting quarterback now because your first one's hurt. This game's over. Why is he still in the game? Why is Myles Garrett still in the game, rushing the quarterback like that when the game is well in hand?
Because we don't have a lot of defensive linemen.
maybe
Now
Tomlin
we
was
got
taking
worse.
one from the Nick Saban book.
What's that?
Leave your quarterback in at 35.
He was believing that if they got
again.
that throw and then scored, they can get an onside kick and throw again and tie the game.
Yeah, but the only thing I can say is I really feel no empathy towards Pittsburgh Steelers fans in this whole thing because all the years of James Harrison and his dirty fucking hits,
No,
and
it's even-
Colt McCoy.
taking Colt McCoy, Josh Cribbs, all those years of dirty hits, and they supported it all the time.
Oh, no,
It was encouraged. Ryan Shazier, oh by the way, paralyzed himself on a dirty hit because he was leading with his helmet first. I mean, thank God the guy's not paralyzed though. But seriously, you're talking about dirty hits and dirtbag teams. Head coaches sticking out legs to trip players running down the sideline. I mean, you just look no further than Schittsburg.
Oh no! It's a surprise that Pittsburgh is in another fight with another team in the division who is kind of up and coming, and who they've bullied and cheap shotted for years, for decades.
Exactly.
And then they're fine, and then they get so up in arms that one little thing happens that.
That's right. And then finally somebody starts pushing back or the ability to actually do something.
Yeah. No, the
and
problem.
And Pouncey, I think, should have gotten more than 3 games.
Yeah, he went.
you
But I
can't
understand
stomp
him. I understand him protecting his quarterback.
No.
But
No,
you
you
still
protect
don't
your
do
quarterback,
you
but
do,
what?
but yeah, you
what
don't do
did
that.
David DeCastro do?
He just laid on top
David
of him.
DeCastro, first, he was the one who got Myles Garrett away.
Yeah.
And then Rudolph was stupid enough to run at him, and that's when he swung the helmet.
Yeah.
So then DeCastro just tackles him and lays on him.
That was a smart thing to do.
Yeah.
He's laying on him and he's probably like, "Hey, chill out, man. Come on."
But then Pouncey kicks him in the head.
Then
while that's
Pouncey
going
starts
on.
kicking him on the head. You're like, "All right."
I was
It's like you're not
talking-
protecting
You're not
anyone at
protecting him
that time.
point in time.
I was talking to a Pittsburgh fan, and he's like, "Yeah, but you have to realize Pouncey went to Florida. DeCastro's from Stanford."
That's not an excuse.
No, but it tells you why DeCastro was acting the way he was, and as a heads up play, trying to do what's right, and then you get some thug from Florida, which does a lot of them. It could have been from Miami, which is even worse.
From the U.
Yeah.
I got a question for you. You said you went to a Cleveland Browns bar?
Yeah, there's a Browns backer bar here in Cincinnati.
Is that the most depressing bar in the whole country?
Every Sunday.
Okay, just checking.
All right.
Just checking.
Except for Thursday night.
I've got two more things I want to say on this
Oh,
subject.
okay. Here we go.
on this
One-
subject. Yeah.
As wrong as Garrett is and deserving of punishment, that he got, you look at the words that he said afterwards versus the words that Rudolph said. Rudolph is still talking shit and, calling him out, and Garrett's apologizing and contrite.
Yeah, I think Rudolph should have gotten a suspension.
He should have gotten it
too.
because again he was trying to pull Garrett's helmet off at the beginning and kind of sparked it.
And then I like the people that are criticizing Baker Mayfield. Oh, you're not sticking up for your guy. You're coming. I'm like, no, because
I
Baker
didn't
knows
hear
he's going to
that.
play him in 2 weeks. It's like he doesn't want his head ripped off. Jesus crikey.
And then number two, I am pissed off at the Browns for their cheap headshots on two different Steeler receivers, both on my fantasy football team. Both will probably be out when the Steelers play the Bengals, which should rack up points for me, but they won't.
It gives your Bengals a chance to win a game. Now,
I don't care about that. I want to
say-
win in fantasy football.
I will say the one head-to-head helmet, I saw that and I was like, what the bleep are you doing?
Yeah.
And that was stupid. And he got ejected, which he probably should have. Even if he didn't mean to do it, the play was still done. He still had to take 2 steps and then hit him head-to-head. The other head-to-head ejection, or not head-to-head personal foul, helmet-to-helmet, I think it was kind of like more of an angle and caught up in the moment of the movements. And so I'm kind of like iffy on that. But none of them were as bad as James Harrison's 50 that he's done over the past 10 years.
But what we can agree on,
I think it's only 49. I think one of them you could forgive.
No.
but what we can agree on is that these players are still better human beings than Mark Walton,
Who was just cut by Miami.
for
I saw
pushing
that in the news.
and punching his pregnant girlfriend.
Yeah.
After, again, this is his 4th arrest this year. He had 3 in the offseason when the Bengals cut him, and so Miami signs him. Again, this is a University of Miami product. And, he's a piece of trash.
Yeah, when you're too bad to be a Bengal, you're pretty bad.
Hi, Scab Jeff. How you doing over there?
Were they just talking about Mark Wahlberg?
Yeah. We're talking when you're as bad person as Marky Mark.
It's time for another installment of the News of the Geek.
News of the Geek. Matchbox cars, the coloring book, and the collectible card game Magic the Gathering were inducted Thursday into the National Toy Hall of Fame.
As they should be.
A panel of experts, quote unquote, selected the class of 2019.
They should let me be a Toy Hall of Fame expert.
Not sex toys.
Why not? If I was on, sex toys would start making it.
It's a toy.
Exactly.
Scab Jeff, what's your favorite sex toy?
I'm so Hot Wheels didn't get in the.
Hot Wheels
Wheels has
already
already
in.
been in.
Oh, okay. What were the 3 that just got
Dildo, vibrator, anal beads.
What were the 3 that just got inducted?
Matchbox cars, coloring book, and Magic the Gathering.
And Fisto.
Magic the Gathering's a game. That's not a toy, is it?
Toys, games are
Toys.
associated with toys too.
Okay, but
Why are you avoiding the question?
Things you play with.
Hey, why is Janet Jackson in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame? We don't know. Just go with it.
is she really?
Yes! I'm pissed about it.
Did she make it in?
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, 2 years ago?
Last year.
Last year?
Oh, okay, 2 years ago she didn't make it. Then she came in
She
the
just
next
got
year.
booed
Then
off the stage for shitty lip syncing at her
It was like
recent
an impeachment trial, though. Hearing Scab Jeff's avoiding the question here. Favorite sex toy? Go.
It's the
Myself.
floppy. He's never won.
The floppy.
My body.
Okay, that's a
floppy,
good
he's
answer.
never
Actually,
won.
you should just say
The good
your
news-
girlfriend.
The problem is if you're convicted, arrested and convicted of this vape crime, you're not going to get a floppy because we're like the XFL. We take non-criminals. Sorry. So you better hope you don't get arrested. For
So if I don't get arrested, then I do get a floppy?
this. Can't promise you that either.
Speaking of floppy, weren't we supposed to put our formal
Yes.
announcements
Nominees
up?
are
Nominees?
for Canadian of the Year.
Yes.
Who's your nominee?
Oh, we're doing that now.
Go ahead, real quick.
All right. My nominee, formal nominee, is Jeannie of Hobie.
Okay.
That was some nice bribery right
Oh,
there.
she gave me she offered the best bribe. She's gonna. She said she's gonna make me a Oreo cheesecake with Pez topping.
Done. Mine is Pittsburgh Nerd. Pittsburgh Nerd.
Both of them, or just Sean?
Just Sean.
Blake, who
Fuck
are
you.
you
Fuck
nominating
you.
for?
I'm going to renominate for a second term El Heno, Ida Heno.
That's a good call.
He
It's a
did
good one.
send us a nice box of
He
souvenir
did.
goodies.
He did send us Pez last week,
And he sent us recording equipment.
Oh, yeah. The mixers for my...
Jesus Christ.
Oh yeah, he did give us a mixer.
We can't be making this podcast without him.
What you got, Jim? Who you got nominating?
Scab Jeff.
What?
Yes,
He's got a
I
knife.
think he's finally earned to be Canadian of the Year. I mean, he's out robbing vape shops. Those things are pieces of shit.
Those four join the nominees of Meow God and Scab Randall. So that's a tough call. That's a good one. That's a tough class this year. Fuck the Toy Hall of Fame. We got the real competition here. Whew.
Anyway, back to the Toy Hall of Fame,
There you go. Good luck to all of you. Good luck.
especially Jeannie and maybe Heno.
Maybe Besotted Geek would be on there if you didn't quit or, have Pezgate. Or Pop Culture Cafe. Oh, we can't do it. We don't have enough tire money.
We made us drinks or something.
Well, Meow God, just let you know, we will accept as many bribes as possible. So,
Legal bribes.
get ready to send. I
So
don't
if I
know
bring
how
a
much it's
vape,
going to
you
cost
won't
to ship
know
things
whether
from
it's-
Malaysia, but
What'd you say, Scab?
So if I bring you a vape, then you
Get the
won't
fuck
know
out.
if it's legal or not.
Depending on what state we're in, on if it's legal.
Well, I was saying that it's probably stolen.
it's hot.
Ooh, as the kids on the street call it.
But in a lot of places, the vape itself is against the law. So if you steal something, they've been making vaping or certain vape products illegal. And
What I don't understand is the vape products that are killing people are the black market products.
yes,
So let's make stuff illegal to get more black market products.
yes,
Down the hall.
That makes perfect sense.
Out the
it
door.
does. See, a lot of places made flavored vapes illegal. I'm like, that's the only reason to vape. Who wants to just taste smoke?
Well, water vapor.
Scab Jeff raises his hand.
Well, to tobacco companies.
So, Scab, what's going to be your bribe besides vape products? For a floppy. You're up for Canadian of the Year. You came
That's the
so
big one.
close last year.
I know.
So close.
It went down to a recount.
And
a
if those
revote.
fuckers didn't flip,
Everybody flipped. You voted for him, Jason.
and then I flipped.
No, you voted against him first.
Yeah, and
flipped.
then voted for him
You
this
made me cast the deciding
That's
vote.
right.
And I had to vote against.
And you voted Besotted Geek, and that failed.
No. I voted Pop
Oh,
Culture
Pop Culture.
Cafe.
Scary. Scott.
No, I never voted beside Geek.
Yeah, that's right. Dear God, Besotted Geek.
I'll have to come up with a good one.
Okay.
Maybe a really large box of candy.
Oh, I did bring a really large, ridiculously large box of candy last
If you would
time.
like to nominate somebody for a floppy award,
We
please.
need something twice that size.
That's what she said. If you would like to nominate somebody for a floppy award, any floppy award, let us know. December 22nd is when we're recording it.
Except for Canadian of the Year.
Yes.
Because we already got those nominations.
We are
now
looking
cut
for
off.
New Zealand of the year. And we also have the same second year for this category, Pittsburghian of the year, which is the worst person in the world.
Oh. Although, who
Could somebody win the Canadian of the year and Pittsburghian of the
Can I
year?
nominate Mason Rudolph?
Mason Rudolph is your nominee.
I nominate Mark Walton.
I nominate Mark Wahlberg.
Damn it, you took mine! Okay, change approved. Scab, who you room for worst person?
For worst person?
Yes.
Or Pittsburghian.
Pittsburgh. Okay.
Well, it doesn't have to be from Pittsburgh.
It doesn't have to be the whole city of Pittsburgh.
And the fact that Jason makes up words like Pittsburghian.
You could just nominate.
What is the term for it?
You could just nominate West Virginia.
Really?
Yes.
The
state of West Virginia?
Wait, I can probably come up with somebody.
What's your ex-wife's name? Anyways,
Oh, yeah, there, done.
don't put her name out there, just ex-wife.
Formerly known as
Ex-wife.
Formerly known as
Scabs X.
formerly known as
Mrs. Scab.
Scab.
Mrs. Scab Jeff.
It's funny because it's true. I'm going to vote for Besotted Geek as my worst person of the year.
Ooh.
There you go. Anyways, the nominees for the Toy Hall of Fame. Let's see here. Were Care Bears, the Fisher-Price Corn Popper. What the hell's a corn popper?
That's that thing that looks like a vacuum cleaner that has all the stuff.
Oh, that is an
you-
awful toy. Can I vote for that for the Pittsburghian of the year? That is the worst toy ever. Jenga, Masters of the Universe, My Little Pony, Nerf Blaster, Nerf Herder,
What
Risk.
do they have in a museum if they don't have like Masters of the Universe
That's what I was thinking.
and these things in it?
Risk.
They have Little Green Army Men and Lincoln Logs.
Yep.
And
Atari is in there, I think.
other things beginning with the letter L.
Legos.
Legos.
Lesbians.
Well, we had a trivia question about name the 6 things that begin with the letter L that are in the Toy Hall of Fame.
Let's see. The Risk, the smartphone, and the top. I don't like the smartphone being nominated.
That's not a toy. That's an essential life tool.
I think the Care Bears should have already put in.
Yeah,
Care
Care
Bears,
Bears surprised me they're not in.
Are Gummy Bears in?
Gummy bears.
They're not,
Gummy
but-
bears. Where they at?
Yeah, if you're going to nominate the top,
Well,
at least you
stick.
put it in the bottom.
And a stick and a ball.
Stick and ball are in.
Stick and ball are in.
Ball was in the inaugural class. Stick was a couple years ago. I don't think stick and hoop made it yet, though. But I still have yet to figure out what you do with a stick and hoop, except that they've called it a toy. No, you have to run after pushing
Alphabet
the-
blocks. Atari 2600. I think we do this every year.
Probably.
Ball.
Do they have that thing where you swing the ball on the string and try to catch it in the little cup?
I don't think the ball and cup.
Ball and
made
cup.
it. Paddle
Baby
ball.
doll.
The paddle ball.
Oh,
make it?
paddle ball, yeah.
Big Wheel and Barbie. A blanket.
A blanket.
Okay, the blanket's a bad one. That's not a toy.
Candyland. Cardboard box.
Candyland made it.
Yeah, cardboard box. Checkers chess. Clue. Crayola crayons. Dollhouse. This is back from 1998. Dungeons and Dragons. Easy Bake Oven. Erector set. See, there's your favorite sex toy.
Erections.
Fisher Price Little
The
People.
erector set is good enough.
G.I. Joe.
Yes, G.I.
Hot
Joe.
Wheel. Game of Life.
Worst game ever made, and it's in the Toy Hall of Fame.
Magic 8 Ball.
Magic.
Monopoly. Nintendo Game Boy. A paper airplane.
Yeah.
Oh, I'll give you a paper airplane.
Puppet. Raggedy Ann and Andy.
See, those are the kind of things that you expect to see in a
Silly Putty?
museum.
Star Wars action figures. A Super Soaker. A swing. Sex swing. Let's see. Tonka trucks. Twister. A wiffle ball.
The ball
Viewmaster.
or the ball and bat?
Just says wiffle ball.
The inaugural inductees were Barbie, the Crayola Crayon, the Erector Set, Etch-a-Sketch, Frisbee, Hula Hoop, Lego, Lincoln Logs, Marbles, Monopoly, Play-Doh, the Radio Flyer Wagon, Roller Skates, Teddy Bear, Tinker Toy, Viewmaster, and a Duncan Yo-Yo.
I will give all of those my seal of approval.
Yeah, we've talked about that when we did the last year's nomination.
Yes, we did.
And we'll talk about it next year when we do
We do
next
the
year's
next one.
nomination.
The winners are chosen on the advice of historians, educators, and others whose lives or careers are focused on learning, creativity, and discovery, according to the Hall.
Whoever picked the game of life should be fired.
Next, per the New York Post, Nicolas Cage is in talks to play himself in a new meta-drama about Nicolas Cage. He would be the star, and the movie would pay homage to the likes of Leaving Las Vegas, Face Off, Gone in 60 Seconds, according to the Hollywood Reporter.
Didn't he already do that with adaptation? That was kind of a meta.
This is going to be even
But it
worse.
wasn't Nicolas Cage playing Nicolas Cage.
I don't know if I'd
It
cast
was Nicolas Cage
as himself.
playing the
Two different about that.
the Kaufman and
I
fake
have to go with Tom
Kaufman.
Hardy.
Blake has a good point. Who would you draft? Who would you cast as Nicolas Cage?
Tom Hardy.
Tom Hardy. Good
Well, you cast Tom Hardy as anybody.
And I wouldn't be able to tell the difference.
Between Tom Hardy and
Exactly.
Nicolas Cage?
I can't.
Cage, 55, will also co-produce the piece of cinema titled The Unbearable Weight of Massive Talent. Time out. If he's in talks and he's already a co-producer, this is not going to end well. I'll co-produce if I'm not starring in it.
I have to negotiate with myself first.
That doesn't surprise me with Cage. The script, if there is one, has an array of twists and turns. According to the industry outlet, the main character, Nicolas Cage, is at his wit's end trying to land a role in the latest Tarantino flick, while attempting to patch things up with his teenage daughter and overcome mountains of debt.
It's a biopic.
Yep.
He tried to get in a Tarantino flick?
That's what the movie's about.
Yeah, but if this is supposed to be
Yes.
based on a true story,
Pulp Fiction.
I thank Tarantino
I think
for never
Travolta
putting
beat
Cage
him
in
out.
one.
Fictional Cage is constantly having internal conversations with a 90s movie star version of himself. Time out, I think you could just put Nicolas Cage in real life is constantly having conversations.
Okay, that sounds like adaptation.
Next year, why can't we just have Nicolas Cage come to the expo and do his own Nicolas Cage bag of sock?
I like it. I'll put it out there. Let's see. He ridicules his flailing film career. Things start to turn up when he meets a billionaire from Mexico who's a fan of his stuff and has some projects he wants to talk to Cage about.
Okay, this is sounding a lot like Serbian film now.
In a national treasure-like twist, the CIA informs Cage that the billionaire is a drug kingpin, and they like Cage's help trying to bust him. When the billionaire brings his wife and daughter into the picture, that's when Cage is up against the role of his life. This is the scary part. Lionsgate reportedly waged a bidding war with HBO Max and Paramount to score the film, which doesn't yet have a premiere date.
Wait, they're paying so they can put the music behind the I mean, if they're trying to score the film,
I think they mean to win it, to produce it.
well, then they shouldn't use a term that means something else in the world of film.
I completely
TBS
agree.
also lost out to this film, too.
Because the TBS wanted to put 187 minutes of
many
ads
commercials.
in the beginning of it. 95% of them for prescription drugs.
And, of course, half of the prescription drug commercial is telling you the terrible side effects of each prescription drug.
My favorite ones are the drugs to fight depression, where the side effect is
depression.
continual depression.
Or suicide.
Suicidal
thoughts.
Suicidal thoughts and death. I mean, if it's continual depression, you're just telling me it doesn't work. You're giving me like an aspirin.
You're giving me a placebo.
There you go. There is your News of the Geek, sponsored by the Miami University College.
No,
What?
the University of Miami.
My bad.
Oh, God.
Yeah,
okay.
don't rip my alma mater.
Yeah, I really thought he was ripping your alma
Miami
mater there.
University
But,
College.
now, granted, I'll rip that alma mater any day of the week.
It's not like you went to Ohio University.
Exactly.
Dear God.
Better than Miami.
What'd you get a degree in?
Communication.
Dear God.
University of Ohio.
What'd you get a degree in, Blake?
Speech communication.
Oh, that's awful. Scab Jeff, what you got a degree in?
Film.
Oh, God.
And where is your degree from?
Miami University.
Jim, what did you get your degree in?
Political science.
Oh,
and
my God.
history.
These are all awful. Jeez.
And your degree?
Communications.
In recent news, there were 8 students, members of the fraternity at Ohio University, who were brought up on murder charges today.
Only 8?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Only 8.
Because the alcohol poisoning.
Yeah.
It was actually...
It was beating, wasn't it?
No, it was asphyxiation caused by huffing nitrous oxide.
Ow.
Jesus Christ.
So anyway...
Hello, and welcome to the Moving the Needle podcast, where we ask, what moves you? Excellent or bogus? Did anyone do the right thing? Do you mess with the Zohan? With me tonight to discuss Do the Right Thing, Rocky versus Creed. childhood guilty pleasures, a test of time. You don't mess with a Zohan. Once upon a time in Hollywood. With me tonight is Stephanie. Hello. Roy. Hello. And Henno. Yo. We want to thank you for listening on iTunes. We're also available on Spotify, just about everywhere you can find podcasts. We are. So come on now, Google Play. Let us know. Email us at mtnpodcast@gmail.com or on facebook.com/mtnpod. Twitter and tweet us at mtnpod. There's so many ways to find us.
Hey, this is Evan.
Hey, Jason Underwood.
And we hope you're enjoying the shows on the Danger Entertainment Network, now including the Bearded Ones Comedy Podcast.
Yeah, we're super thrilled to be a part of this awesome lineup, guys. And what we do here on our show is, look, we are just trying to make you guys laugh through all kinds of different avenues.
Hear me out here.
Yeah.
Hear me out.
Please.
What we are is we're two geeky white dudes talking and trying to be funny.
Yeah, not try to blow in your mind here with with something brand new, but
You never heard anything like this. We talk about Star Wars. We talk about superheroes.
Talk about Marvel movies, man. Look, we're cutting some we're breaking some damn boundaries over here.
We are breaking new ground.
Yeah.
But for real, what we do is we play invented games.
Yeah, and we try to spin everything into a brand new fun game that we've made up. We filter it all through that sensibility, and
we're both improvisers, so a lot of what we talk about ends up in sort of a scene that we have a lot of fun with. We talk about our lives, pop culture, and movies. We talk about a little bit of everything. So if that's what you like, check us out, Bearded Ones Comedy Podcast on the Danger Entertainment Network.
They look like Vikings. It's time for Box Office Bombs.
Box Office Bombs. Per 411 Mania.
Yeah.
Sony Pictures' Charlie's Angels revival fell flat with audiences.
Bullshit.
But it had Kristen Stewart.
It came in at a very disappointing $8.6 million in its opening weekend. It's terrible for a film that was expected to be in the mid-teens to 20 million. Like, less than half of what they were expecting. That's terrible. By the way, it's below the $40.1 million to start the first revival of the franchise in 2000, and as well as the film sequel, Charlie's Angels Full Throttle, which brought in $37.6 million.
Ooh. That's pretty bad.
Yes. It's worse than Charlie's Angels Full Throttle.
And that was, what, 15 years ago?
Probably 15.
About 2004, I would guess.
And money was different back then.
Correct.
Like you could buy a house for $10 or something like that.
Okay, it's not 1950.
Even then, you couldn't buy one for $10.
20, but not 10. It depends. Did you have tire money?
Well, after the real estate bubble, you could buy probably some properties for $10.
You probably could.
So how many Hobie IOUs did they get?
8,700.
There are a whole host of reasons why this film fell flat. Trying to say that 18 times fast.
Film fell flat. That's once.
Film fell flat. That's twice.
Development issues, the amount of time since the franchise was last on screen, a lackluster marketing campaign factor, are all factored in. But the simplest and primary answer is simply that this is another example of an IP, i.e.
provider,
intellectual property, being rebooted when no one wanted it. Well, I kind of wanted it. I just didn't want Kristen Stewart in it.
It's the star
She's
power.
so
she's so
hot.
sassy.
It's the star. It's the star power they
So
put
hot.
into it compared to the star power of the original one.
Yeah, they picked three women at like the height of their career in the first or the 2000s versus Kristen Stewart being the biggest name, and she's coming off a string of disappointments.
Because she can't act.
Well,
Time
yeah.
out. Scab Jeff just said she's hot. Really?
Ridiculously hot.
I would agree.
She's probably in my top
I
five.
think
She
her
is.
body temperature is probably 99.8. So I mean that's a little hotter than anybody else.
Good call. Good call.
You know, she does look good in the blonde, spritish haircut that she had for this. Well,
Yeah,
at least in
she
some of
looked
the
good for the.
at least in some of the
trailers.
promos that I saw for the movie.
And
I don't know if it was a real
She's
hair.
no Chris Pratt.
The fact that I don't watch her in movies has nothing to do that she's dating a female or whatever she identifies as. It's because she's not a good actress.
She's not a good actress.
She's
Not a good actress.
Is she better than Tara Reid?
Well, she has to be somewhat
No.
decent because she keeps landing roles and gets paid
I think
for
she
it.
is better than Tara Reid.
No, because I saw Tara Reid and Josie and the Pussycats, and that was better than anything Kristen Stewart has ever done.
Kristen Stewart is not able to show emotion in film
Or in
that
live?
I've seen.
Which is 98% of acting.
Acting!
The other 2% is reciting the lines.
I think Into the Wild was
I'm
a good
hoping she's getting her lines recited correctly.
As far as I know, but I hadn't read the script before I saw the movie.
Jeff, Into the Wild
But I
competes with
believe that
Josie
she
and the
remembers
Pussycats.
the lines.
I thought you hated Into the Wild.
Oh, I didn't like her role in it. It was pretty horrible. But she can't act.
Kristen Stewart?
Yes.
I was rooting for the
But Josie and the
Wild.
Pussycats is a good movie, and you didn't like Into the Wild.
Well,
so that means it's a bad movie.
It was.
So it
It
wouldn't
just
compare.
didn't match up to the book.
Is that the one where she's topless and giving the two guys hand jobs in the front seat of the truck?
Yeah.
One of Jeff's favorite movies. It might end up on his top 5 list.
Maybe on the list later.
Was it a double Dutch rudder? Into the Wild, the only movie you root for the Wild.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I root against Christopher McCandless.
I'm going to walk into the wild. See ya.
Sony may be able to spur a little extra interest if they leaned more on the fact that this is technically a continuation of the original franchise, but that wasn't done. The reviews were okay, 60% on Rotten Tomatoes, which is fresh, and didn't help much. And the same could be said for the B+ on Cinema Score.
Everything gets a B+ on Cinema
That's
Score.
higher than a B- though.
That's true.
So B- means it's a terrible, terrible, god-awful film. B+ means you should see it. The film is coming up a bit short overseas as well, where it brought in $19.3 million in 26 markets. That's $27.9 million worldwide first weekend. Not good. It does have a small silver lining in that it didn't cost as much as most action films do, at $48 million. But it's still not going to be profitable.
Scab Jeff, did you see this?
I did not.
You said you were seeing all the Oscar-nominated films soon.
What?
They're not nominated yet.
Are we still talking about Charlie's Angels?
Yeah,
Right.
I think it's up for Best Picture, right?
It's going to be nominated for something.
Wardrobe.
Oh,
Costume design.
Could get costume design.
You should probably go see it.
I kind of want to because of Kristen Stewart.
Oh, God.
But I am falling behind with the Oscar movies, so I got a bunch to watch.
Can we go see Rocky Horror Picture Show first?
Well, I usually go watch 3 or 4 or 5 movies at the Esquire during the course of a day when it gets this close, and
then
we can watch
stay
the-
for
Rocky Horror.
I think.
Now, are you going to dress as Rocky Horror for all the other movies during the day? I can see you sitting as Riff Raff watching, whatever movie's coming out.
What is kind of interesting today is Elizabeth Banks came out in the media and blamed the poor showing of Charlie's Angels on men.
Really?
Yes.
Well, 3 people in this room wanted to see it,
Because
actually.
I like Elizabeth Banks. I think she might be the problem with the movie, to be honest.
I like Elizabeth Banks too.
She doesn't make a good Bosley.
No.
Well, I'm assuming she doesn't. I still want to see the movie.
So out of 5 of us, 3 of us wanted to see it, and see it. So that's 60% right there. So that argument doesn't hold up.
Well,
Change approved.
Apparently, not enough of us are. Well, we actually didn't go see it. Now, did you?
No.
I said I didn't want to see it, so I stood by that.
There's not a whole lot of movies I'll see opening weekend. Well, actually, there's a lot of movies I'll see opening weekend, but this isn't one.
But my question was, well, who's your target audience for this? Was it men? Well, if it wasn't men, then what are you bitching about if men didn't go see it?
I thought the target audience was men. Isn't that why you put good-looking women into a movie?
Kristen Stewart is the only. Well, Elizabeth Banks are. They're all nice, decent.
All the women are attractive. in
Yeah,
the
they
film.
are.
Yeah.
They're all eye candy.
Naomi Scott is the most attractive of all the women.
One of the
movie.
Charlie's Angels was Tom Hardy. That's how good he is.
I couldn't even recognize him.
He looked great in the bikini.
He did look great in a bikini.
He's got a great Sprite blonde haircut.
When he comes out of that ocean in that white bikini, oh my God. Woo! Tom. What else we got? What's the top 5?
The top 5 this week in the box office. Ford v Ferrari made $31 million in its opening weekend on a $97 million budget.
I'm going to go see that.
I think it looks pretty decent.
I have a feeling
Is that a Ron Howard film?
I don't know. Who's the director of Ford versus Ferrari?
Jim, get on that. I got it. Go ahead.
I mean, it's a Matt Damon film. Is that good enough?
The director of Ford versus Ferrari is
James Mangold.
James Mangold.
James Mangold. Didn't he do that one Logan movie?
Written by Jez Butterworth. And
That's not
Oh,
real
Ron
name.
Howard
John
did that other
Henry
auto
Butterworth?
racing movie one. The one with Chris Hemsworth in it.
Okay.
And was it Christian Bale in that?
Yeah.
Okay. Midway made $9 million, a total of $35 million on a $100 million budget. Charlie's Angels, 8.5, even though I said earlier 8.6, in its opening weekend on a budget of $48 million.
Went up $100,000 since you read it.
It went down, you mean?
How did
it lose $100,000? People were that disappointed.
Playing with Fire made $8.5 million, a total of $25.5 million on a $30 million budget.
Okay, I will say this. If Playing with Fire makes more money than Charlie's Angels, yes, there is something wrong with this system.
Because
It was less. It was 8.5.
No, overall.
Oh.
Because people want to go see John Cena without a shirt on.
Well, don't blame him. You could just turn on any wrestling match for the last 15 years and see that.
Or you can tune in later for my top 5 list.
Ooh.
And number 5, Last Christmas made $7 million, a total of $23 million on a $20 million budget.
Don't do it. Don't do it.
I gave you my heart.
Is that Mariah Carey?
Yes.
Is that a
No, it's
Hallmark
Wham.
movie?
Last Christmas.
Upcoming November 22nd,
I
2019.
tried finding that on the jukebox in Dana Gardens. I couldn't find that song
All
by Mariah
I
Carey.
want for Christmas is you.
Frozen 2 is coming out this weekend.
Anna, Elsa, Kristoff, Olaf, and Sven leave Arendelle to travel to an ancient autumn-bound forest of an enchanted land. They set out to find the origin of Elsa's powers in order to save their kingdom.
I thought she was a mutant.
Fun fact, this is actually based on a true story.
Oh, fun. Okay. Also coming up, A Beautiful Day in the Neighborhood.
Is that this weekend?
Yeah. That's why I'm reading these now.
Two-time
If you listen to the show, you'd realize that
I sometimes phase out of it.
Two-time Oscar winner Tom Hanks portrays Mr. Rogers in A Beautiful Day in the Neighborhood, a timely story of kindness triumphing over cynicism based on the true story of a real-life friendship between Fred Rogers and journalist Tom Junod. After Jaded magazine writer is assigned a profile of Fred Rogers, he overcomes his skepticism, learning about empathy, kindness, and decency from America's most beloved neighbor.
Spoilers.
Man,
I think they just ruined the movie.
Did you know that Fred Rogers wasn't allowed within 50 yards of a school?
That's not true. Jason's, for some reason,
Change not approved.
tarnishing the
Fred
reputation.
That's a different Fred Rogers on the blotter this week.
We all could use some Fred Rogers in our life.
Not that Fred
Not
Rogers.
that Fred Rogers. But the one talking about decency and, relating to people. We need that these days.
Also opening this weekend, 21 Bridges.
Maybe if Myles Garrett had seen this last week, if it came out last week, Scab Jeff.
He was trying to put the helmet back on.
He was trying to put the helmet
He's trying to help.
He was.
21 Bridges, thrust into a citywide manhunt for a duo of cop killers, NYPD detective Andre Davis begins to uncover a massive conspiracy that links his fellow police officers to a criminal empire and must decide who he is hunting and who is actually hunting him. During the manhunt, Manhattan is completely locked down for the first time in its history. No exit or entry to the island, including all 21 bridges.
I'm confused.
Didn't
they
that happen
do
in
that
The
in-
Dark Knight?
Wasn't
Yeah,
that
no, that was
Escape
Bat-
from-
that was
that was in
Batman
Gotham.
Begins.
Batman? Oh, yeah. Batman. What?
That was
Batman
Dark Knight
Begins.
Rises.
Dark Knight Rises with Bane.
Oh, The Dark Knight.
But that was Gotham, not New York.
I think it was also in Purge. The Purge.
Wasn't it in Escape from New York?
Yeah.
Or wasn't that the entire plot of Escape
I think
from
that was
New York?
Escape from L.A.
You're trying to escape from Manhattan and escape from L.A.?
Yes.
This is a must-see with Chadwick Boseman, J.K. Simmons, Sienna Miller, and Taylor Kish.
I like the
Ooh, Taylor
cast.
Kitsch.
Keith David, he plays a
David Keith in
NYPD
it?
deputy chief. I don't see David Keith yet.
Oh, okay. Is Vin Diesel in
They
it?
still need a David Keith movie.
A buddy cop movie.
Let's see. What else we got? We got some stock.
Buy, sell. Stock in the career of, we'll start off with Christian Bale. His Hollywood Stock Exchange numbers currently reside at $33.08.
Surprisingly,
He has
low.
nothing on tap coming out.
No movies coming up. I'll buy.
Now it's time to buy.
I'll buy.
There you go.
Jeff?
I'll buy in a little bit after it starts shrinking because he has nothing coming out, and get him when he's like in the $25
No.
range.
Okay, so you're not buying right now. You're selling. Your buy sell at $33. What are you doing?
There's no
Don't
hold.
make it complicated.
I'm selling at 33.
Thank
I'm
you.
waiting for it to fall.
Scam.
Then you're going to buy it at
I'll buy.
28?
Yes.
Your buy for 33?
It's cheap. It's cheap.
Jim?
With nothing coming in, I'm not going to buy.
Okay, you're going to sell. What else we got?
We have Matt Damon
Damon.
at $47.02. He has The Last Duel, Stillwater, and RFK coming out.
What's the last duel?
So-
Is that a China-only thing, like The Wall?
No, it's a battle between him and another guy. The last duel.
Matt Damon and Ben Affleck reunite to star in The Last Duel. The two 14th century French knights fight in the last legally sanctioned trial by combat over the rape of one's wife by the other. Ridley Scott will direct from an adaptation of the Eric Yeager novel. Yeah.
I like Ridley Scott. I like Matt Damon and don't hate Ben Affleck, but I can't see them playing Frenchmen.
My issue is that I was...
Will they talk like this?
I was just going to say I was going to try to do a French accent, and then he told me what it was about. I was like, that seems a little inappropriate.
French accent with a Boston
I've
twist.
got a croissant.
I love my Red Sox. Who wants a hot dog?
And I think we have Stillwater with RFK still coming out too. I'm going to buy, especially
Is
since it's
Stillwater about the band Stillwater?
let me check what Stillwater's about.
That's a good question. I'd buy anyway.
Wasn't
Are you buying Scab?
Wasn't Stillwater
buying.
the name of the band in that one
Almost
movie?
Famous.
Almost Famous. Yeah.
For the stock of Matt Damon, I will wee.
I will buy. 47 seems a little low.
And I'm going to
And
buy.
we just had the big Oscar movie come out.
I am going
Mission to
to.
Mars.
I'm going to buy it since it's already down to 45.56.
Oh,
Buy.
buy. What else we got?
Kristen Stewart
So
is at $4.31.
buy at that point $4
She has Seaberg, Underwater, and Happiest Season.
for
on the
$4.31.
slate.
I will buy that.
I think that's the lowest I've seen anyone.
Yes.
Wow.
Scab.
Co-star.
I will totally buy that.
Her co-star's next, and look at the
I
difference.
would buy Kristen Stewart's stock
Okay.
at $4.31.
Jim.
I'm trying to see these that's coming out. Seaberg, Underwater, and The Happiest Season.
If they're straight to video Disney cartoons, it's $4.31.
Straight to Disney Plus.
You're not going to lose your house over buying a stock of $4.
If you buy a lot of it.
It depends. Apparently, you could buy houses for $10 in the 50s.
You're halfway there to a house.
We're in the 2000s.
Okay, would you rather buy Kristen Stewart stock or half of a house?
Seaberg has Anthony Mackie,
Like
Oh,
him.
okay.
Zazie Beetz, Jack O'Connell,
Like her?
Margaret Qualley, and Carl Meany.
Like him.
Does he play Falcon?
Call Meany? No, he plays O'Brien.
Thank you.
Underwater is scientific crew working the ocean's depth.
Oh,
Sounds boring. Science
it's
and
the sequel to The Core.
Except we're going to the
T.J.
ocean.
Miller and Jessica Henwick.
Oh,
Pass. I like Jessica Henwick, wasn't she?
Yeah.
Well, she
Not
was
T.J.
in.
Miller.
She was in the bad version of the Marvel Netflix shows. Wasn't Jessica Henwick in Iron Fist?
Oh, I fucking hate Iron Fist.
But she was the good part of Iron
And
Fist.
happiest season is Kristen Stewart plays a woman who plans to propose to her girlfriend while at her family holiday party, but her partner hasn't come out to her parents yet.
Lesbian sex scene.
So $4 I'm buying. That was a whole lot of description for our $4 stock.
$4.43. I'm going to buy one share.
$443. She's
I
going
buy
up.
it-
Quick, buy it.
Buy,
It's
buy,
going
buy.
up.
At this rate, I can buy a house for her.
And also Naomi Scott. She is at $102.77. Nothing currently on
She
the
wasn't
market.
the headliner in the Charlie's Angels.
The rumor
No.
is that
Stewart
she
was.
is in what Marvel film? She's in an upcoming Marvel film.
but
is the
not.
rumor.
But hasn't been announced.
Correct.
Because I'm like 102. I mean, I like her and all, but that's kind of high for not knowing what
She might be She-Hulk, the Disney Plus series.
Oh,
I
So
think that might be the rumor.
I'm selling that.
I'm selling.
I'm
I'll
selling
sell
at
for
$102.
$102. Yeah.
Well, it's down to $99.69
Better
currently.
Sell.
Still selling.
Sell.
The $100 wasn't the break even point or anything.
$40 is the break even. 20?
Well, she got up to 116 this year because of Aladdin.
Ah, she was Jasmine.
Yeah, that's not a good thing.
I hope we didn't buy her at Jasmine.
I'm selling.
Right on those.
Yeah,
Power
do you know how
Ranger
much Kristen
coattails.
Stewart I could own for that?
Yeah,
One
for one share of Naomi Scott, how much Kristen Stewart can you get?
You could get 10 houses.
29 shares of Kristen Stewart.
You could own a subdivision for the cost of Naomi Scott. Let's do some top 5. That music, because it's not new music from Dr. Bednar yet, means top 5 this week. Top 5 this week is getting a little racy. Top 5 best sex scenes from a mainstream film.
Mainstream.
Yes, because we knew you would have 5.
Porn.
I wasn't going to say porn. I was going to say specifically. Now I forgot her name.
Remy the Cry.
Yeah, her. 5.
Put it in my bunghole.
It's all in my honorable mentions.
Bang, bang. Anyways, Scab Jeff, top 5. You go first. You're the guest.
My number 5 is Boogie Nights. There were 3 scenes in there that kind of stick with you. The first one when Roller Girl just takes off her dress and starts banging Mark Wahlberg on the couch. Mark Wahlberg has come up a lot today for really no reason.
Well, for punching Mark Walton's pregnant baby mama.
Wait a minute, he punched Mark Walton? I'm fine with that.
I like how she kept the roller skates on.
I know she.
That's talent. That
And
is
then,
talent.
then there
Did she
was the
keep
others.
moving?
That's annoying. That's like keeping socks on during sex. Get those off.
What's wrong with that?
Ugh.
And Heather Graham
Sometimes you
did
don't
look
have
pretty
time
good in
to
that
take
film.
socks off.
You're not in the
Jesus.
Depression era. Get those off.
You don't want to sit there and go, hold on one moment. Let me remove these socks.
Anyways, moving
Well,
on.
Jason has to remove his socks because that's what he uses as a condom.
Well, hold on a second.
I use Wicker.
I feel so bad for your wife.
Cock sock.
Trademark it. Trademark it.
You know, what if you have cold feet? Maybe you should keep them on. You don't want to, like, kill the moment, do you?
If you have cold feet during the moment, there might be a problem with you.
Well,
get
yeah,
that
what?
checked.
There's a lot of blood rushing to different places.
Maybe that's called,
If you're thinking
Different
about your
extremity.
feet.
Different extremities.
Blake, that's called diabetes.
If you don't have the Tarantino foot fetish, maybe someone should keep their socks on.
There you go. You ever,
As long as you're it's Uma Thurman. Keep your socks on, Uma. Yeah, Jeff, thanks for that. What's the other 2?
Oh, yeah.
oh, yeah. There's other 2 scenes. What are those?
There was the Julianne Moore
Moore?
scene where he's kind of, is this okay? Is this okay? And she's like, you could be a little
Reynolds,
rougher.
Burt Reynolds is filming
and
it.
he's
They're all sitting
filming
there
right there.
watching. That's weird.
And then the last one is the Heather Graham in the limo when the guy who hates her from back in the guy that she hated from back in high school comes in as part of their videotape sex thing, and then they eventually kick him out and beat the shit out of him. But those.
But he
really
got laid.
stick. He did. Yeah, I'm not sure he finished.
Oh.
But the Julianne Moore scene is that when she's like tells him to come inside him.
Yeah.
And like, damn it, God.
Yeah, everyone's like, God damn it.
Damn it.
We didn't get the shot. Oh, I can go again. Right now? Yeah.
That was this on Jason's poster.
No.
Boogie Nights?
Boogie Nights.
It sounded like he'd seen it.
I have seen it.
I haven't.
Actually, I think it is on there. I'll double check.
I did. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I saw
I think it is.
Oh, okay.
I thought the scene you were going to bring up was the lady doing all the guys in the parking lot, and her husband comes by, and she's like, "Go away! You're bothering me."
Now there's another one. Gee, so pretty much your top 5 is Boogie Nights.
Oh, no, just Boogie Nights.
No, I hope he
hobied a lot of scenes out of Boogie Nights. I mean, that's a movie, mainstream. You can get a lot of sex scenes out of.
They have Boogie Nights. It's the big penis picture.
It's Marky Mark's actual size.
Throw down, fourth one from the right.
Go ahead, Jeff.
So since it was mentioned already, I will say my number 5 is Trainwreck.
John Cena and Amy Schumer.
Yes.
Or was it the John Hamm?
It was the John Cena one because that was so awkward and terrible.
Right now, that movie kind of made me semi-sexually attracted to Amy Schumer, and then I realized she was Amy Schumer. And I was like, okay, no, I don't like that.
It didn't make me attracted to Amy Schumer.
John Cena,
I think I got a little chubby.
That man is a
but...
man piece of...
See, I didn't like John Cena before that movie, and now
you do.
There's a little bit.
He's a piece of man hunk. My number 5...
Okay, go ahead.
My number 5 is All the Right Moves with Leah Thompson.
Leah Thompson, baby.
Oh, I'm switching it around.
No, I have no problem.
Tom Cruise penis in it.
See, that's another bad part. No, I have no problem with wanting to see Leah Thompson naked, and maybe I would pick that as a good nude scene. Oh, that was a terrible sex scene.
I didn't think so. When you're a young kid, it's a great sex scene.
It's all great sex scenes.
It's not wrong with that sex scene. Grant, you were 35 when it came out, Jeff. I wasn't.
In today's era of internet, never mind.
Jim, what's your number 5?
Oh, there's so many better sex scenes that you can find elsewhere than these movies we're mentioning.
My number 5 would be Black Swan.
No, you didn't do it, did you?
I figured everyone would have that as like number 1 or 2.
No, that's my number 5 on my list.
It's my number 4.
Oh, Blake Anscap, put it on the wall.
Portman Kunis.
Yep.
I had that as an honorable mention.
That's my
it's
number
really
4.
not. When you think about it, though, it's really just one of them doing because.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
Spoilers.
But it's so unexpected, and it just comes out of nowhere.
I see what you
very
said.
Graphic.
He just comes out of nowhere.
That's the best ones. Blake, what's number 5?
Well, my number 4 was Black Swan. So when we're doing a wraparound.
Yes,
right?
we get how it
Just
works.
swap them so you'll make number 5.
All right, so that was my number 5. My number 4 is I'm going to go along the lines of Jason, and I realize a number of these best sex scenes mainstream films come from early eras in young Blake life.
Yes.
Because nowadays you can just it.
Did they have nude scenes back in the talkies?
Yeah.
Oh.
The silent ones, yeah. No, when you really think
we're still
about
in
it,
talkies, Jay. They still make talkies.
Yeah, with the abundance of the internet and everything else, if you wanted to go see some sex or you had to get into like these rated R films back in the 80s and 90s and all that kind of fun stuff.
For a nickel.
For a nickel. No. Exactly.
Back in the 80s, you could see some nudity in PG movies.
I don't think you were going to the same movies that we were going to. You were with the old guys and the sticky floors?
No, the window would open up in front of me, and then it would close.
Oh,
it's another nickel.
You would have to lean into the goggles
and
thing.
then crank the handle.
Did they have nude films on Viewmasters?
Yes.
Yeah, they did.
Yes.
It's in the Toy Hall of Fame.
Sex Toy Hall of Fame.
You think the Viewmaster would make it if it wasn't for the sex toy?
It's like VHS and Blu-ray. If it wasn't for porn, the Viewmaster never would have made it.
All right, but my new number 4, it was actually a post-coitus scene.
Okay.
And back in the day, a young, sultry-voiced Kathleen Turner was really hot.
V.I.
That
Warshawski?
side naked shot in Romancing the Stone.
Oh, I thought you were going a different Kathleen Turner movie.
V.I. Warshawski?
But you know what?
Only way.
Yes, V.I. Warshawski. That was exactly what I was thinking of.
Back in her day, Kathleen Turner was a
Hello,
sexy
Blake.
lady.
Hello, Michael Douglas.
Yes. But yeah, I remember Romancing the Stone, that scene there. I was like, hold on a second, let me go back and look
Mom,
at
can
it
you pause this? I'll be right back.
Oh, they pause it on the VCR.
Go ahead, Jim. Number 4.
My number
Play, pause, rewind. Play, pause, rewind. Play.
My
pause.
number 4 is something about Mary.
When he's jacking off?
Yes.
That is a funny scene.
and he gets the stuff in his ear.
Oh, you got something there.
You got something there. Oh, it's hair gel.
And then Cameron Diaz went on to do Charlie's Angels and made it a big hit.
A lot bigger than this one. Number 4 for me is Wild Things.
That's a pretty good.
That was too easy of a movie.
Thought that would be number 1 for you.
Oh, no, number 1.
Oh, no, I know what number 1 for you is.
V.I. Warshawski. Kathleen Turner.
Should I just say Jason's number 1 and ruin it forever? Ruin it?
Oh, go ahead.
No.
Oh, we know it's Embrace of the Vampire.
Oh, God, yeah.
That was
I
it.
didn't know it was sexy. I thought it would just be her sitting there topless.
V.I. Warshawski or Alyssa Milano?
Listen,
Oh, okay. Anyway, so Wild Things, the threesome.
It's true. I forgot about Embrace of the Vampire.
Would you shut up? I'm not there yet.
I'm there.
Done.
Your wife is so disappointing. That isn't she?
She's not listening.
But yeah, Wild Things when who's the it's Nev Campbell and the other one, the last Dr. Christmas from Bond.
Yeah, the other Bond girl.
Richards.
Oh,
Yeah.
Denise Richards.
Yeah.
And
Denise
Kevin
Richards.
Bacon.
Troopers.
Yes.
Yeah.
Not only the swimming when they're in the swimming pool making out, but then you have a threesome scene, and it was just not. It's not a good film, but that was got a lot of hype. So there you go. And the best part is
And you
how
see another male penis.
you do Kevin Bacon.
Kevin Bacon's Penis. That movie's called Kevin Bacon's Penis, subtitled. Or
The best is when they ask,
parenthetical title.
when they ask the actors and actresses how they did that scene. Like how they prepared, and I'm not kidding. Their quote was, "We had lots of tequila," and they just got drunk and they did it.
So far, Jason's list has 2 penises.
I'm okay with that. I'm secure in myself. I sired 3 kids.
With 2 penises?
They said they were my own.
With Kevin Bacon's penis.
Can we title this episode Kevin Bacon's
No.
Penis?
6 degrees of Kevin Bacon's penis.
No.
Change approved.
Dad, what's your number 3 or 4?
One hell of a tree.
My number 4 is, I suppose I would have hobied this because there are multiple scenes in Zack and Miri Make a Porno.
Oh, when the shit comes out.
All over Jeff Andrews.
Pretty much any sex scene in the movie other than the one with Elizabeth Banks and Seth Rogen.
Yeah.
I did like when Seth Rogen comes in. I'm the milkman. And drops it.
I was amused by their scene because they're like in their mind they're like doing this, and then everyone's looking at them just barely moving.
Yeah. Reality and fantasy.
Double Dutch rudder. Jab, what's your number 4?
It was Black Swan.
Oh, okay. Number 3?
I think everybody here has seen this movie except for you. But there's a scene in
I saw Clockwork Orange.
Shut up, the terrible sex scene. Oh,
no, it's the fast forward one where he picks up the 2 girls at the record store. They go back to his room, and then it's like fast forward, takes off her clothes, bangs her and her friend, and then they're about to putting back on their clothes, about to leave. He takes them back off and goes for round 2, and all in fast forward with the music going in the background. I like the scene.
Oh wait, different music.
Benny Hill music? Fuck you, Jeff. Anyways, Jeff, now, what's your number 3?
My number 3 is Monty Python's The Meaning of Life.
That's an honorable
The sex
The
education?
sex education scene where the teacher, the English teacher, is teaching the boys in his class sex ed and brings his wife in to show them how it's done and yells at them for not paying attention because the one guy's staring off watching the rugby game.
My number 3 is American Pie.
That was an honorable mention.
You know why? And because
The
it's
pie scene or the early ejaculation?
the early ejection with Shannon and Elizabeth, because that's such iconic.
You can relate to it?
Because it happened to him.
Well, no.
He was broadcasting
or the
I
what's my
was the
name?
pie. I'm the pie fucker.
or the name what's my name, bitch?
Well, the best part is that they're showing it over on webcams.
Oh yeah.
And it was just funny, like, oh, come on, dude. No, it's just such an iconic scene, and it's hilarious. So so that's my number 3. Jim, what's your number 3?
That's a terrible scene. It shows that you're allowed to objectify women and put them on the internet without their permission. Terrible.
All it does is confirm my belief about flute players.
My number 3 would be Fast Times at Ridgemont High. Hamilton in the bathroom. Looking out the window at Phoebe Cates.
Okay. I thought you were going to say the Jennifer Jason Leigh demotion.
Masturbation? It's a great masturbation scene. I don't know if I call it a
What's the difference? It's just sex with one person instead of 2 people.
Is that Judge Hirsch?
No, that's not Judge Hirsch.
Number 3 for you?
That is the best Phoebe Cates visual you'll ever have.
Yeah, so how many VHS tapes were ruined at that point?
I have a better Phoebe Cates movie later in my top 5 list.
What was your number 3?
Oh, is it to me?
Yes.
All right, my number 3. Here's something that's interesting. When I looked up the years of these movies, I have 3 movies from 1983.
So that's where Blake hit puberty.
I was 13 years old.
I feel bad for your video store, your local video store that year.
They didn't have video stores that year.
But I'm going to take one of these 1983s and make them number 3.
Okay.
And that was The Hunger. Susan Sarandon and Catherine Deneuve.
Oh, okay. Don't think I've ever seen that.
Was that like a werewolf movie?
Yes.
I thought the Susan Sarandon film was going to be Dead Man Walking.
No.
I thought it was going to be White Palace.
It was going to be Bull
Thelma
Durham.
and Louise.
No. Thelma Bull Durham? No.
Oh, Bull Durham.
Oh, I love Dead Man Walking sex scene when she's a nun.
With a guy on death row.
Wrong side of the Catholic ones. What's your number 2?
All right, number 2. I'm going to save the 83s because they're for my number 2. My number 1. My 2 number 1s. But I have 2 number 2s.
Okay.
Of course
And
you
these
do.
are both from the early 90s, and these are both Spanish films. And ironically...
Well, he was in Spain then.
Ironically, they both have Penelope Cruz.
Cruz?
Penelope
That's
Cruz.
how you pronounce it in Spain,
Correct,
Jason.
Penelope Cruz. But she was only in for one movie, and that was Jamon Jamon. And it's a scene with the cafe goers and everything else in it. It's kind of like a Spanish spoof movie, but it's got some good sex in it.
Isn't that what Michael Jackson sings all the time?
Jamon.
No, that's Chamon. If you say Chamon into the mirror 3 times, L-T-E will
That was a
show
little
will
bit better
appear.
than my Donald Duck.
Now, the next earlier movie...
That sounds like a turkey.
Come. I do a great Donald Duck.
You might say suckering succotash that time.
That's not even Daffy Duck. Oh, he did say that, didn't he? It's more Sylvester known for saying it, but I think Daffy did say it.
But Penelope Cruz is in the next movie.
Cruz kick.
He never got off
Penelope Cruz is in
Ah!
the next movie,
Yeah, so what's the next one?
but she's not the reason why I picked it.
Okay.
It's Ariadna Gil. Ariadna Gil
Loved her in
has
red.
a great sex scene
without
with the
Penelope
soldier.
Cruz.
It's kind of like your classic guy that's stuck in a farmhouse with 3 daughters and is having sex with all 3 of them.
But he's not supposed to.
But he's not supposed to, exactly.
Because the farmer will kill
during the
him.
Spanish Civil War, and it's called...
What's the punchline?
Belle Époque.
What's the punchline?
What?
Of the guy going to the farmhouse and having sex with the farmer's daughters?
Fuck you, clown.
Oh, thank you.
There you go.
Jim, what's your number 2?
My number 2 is The 40-Year-Old Virgin.
Which one?
That's
The one where he finally...
no.
no.
It's a scene when he decides he's going to masturbate, and he's laying in bed, and he's trying to. So he's thinking in his head like the image, and it's Stormy Daniels. And
Is it really Stormy Daniels?
yes,
I didn't know
I
that.
didn't know that either.
and then she starts talking, and then he can't finish because it's like, oh, I put the pussy on a pedestal, and she and he can't even masturbate right.
I like when they're. Have you ever felt a breast? Yeah, it feels so good, like a bag of sand.
I did like the scene when he finally does it, 2 seconds later.
I like when he's trying to put the condom on earlier with the failed attempt and it flies away. He's like, where is it? My number 2 is, Diane Lane, Unfaithful. Pick a sex scene in that. The hallway scene.
None with Richard Gere, though.
I don't care.
You have to take the Oliver Martinez one.
I don't care. She is amazing. Love Diane Lane.
But you can't have Richard Gere in your Diane
Almost as good as the sex scenes from Under the Tuscan Sun.
The ones with Sandra Oh?
So Unfaithful. So yeah.
I thought the best sex scene, was it Sandra Oh? Wasn't that in Sideways, where she's having sex with, what's his name, and his buddy comes in, he's like, not now, not now.
Oh, Thomas Hayden Church.
Thomas Hayden Church.
There is no good sex scene with Sandra Oh.
Or Thomas Hayden Church.
Oh, there's a funny one.
2 of them, no.
Go away.
He did feel like Sam because he was the Sandman.
Well, I don't know. She did do her best Miles Garrett impersonation in that and whack him with a helmet.
Oh, in Sideways?
Yes.
Yeah. It's been a long time since. Yeah.
He's trying to recreate that scene.
Yeah.
Number 2 for you, Jeff.
Number 2 for me is Naked Gun.
Is that the body condom?
The full body condoms.
Nice beaver. Oh,
I had stuffed this week.
But then they had to wear protection, and they had the full body condoms to keep them safe. Yes, that's it.
Scab, number 2.
This is maybe like a coming-of-age movie for me, and I'm not sure I remember it correctly.
Serbian
Sounds like
film?
a plot lines.
But it's...
If it's a Serbian film, I'm punching you.
But
That's
it's...
number 1.
But it's Cool World.
That's Jason's favorite movie.
And I'm pretty sure that he fucks a cartoon until she turns into Kim Basinger.
No, that's the Aha video.
We didn't even talk about that as a Kim Basinger movie when we were talking about Kim Basinger movies. God, I didn't put Porky's on my list. I hope I'm not ruining someone's number 1. But I didn't put Porky's
not to digress,
on my
but
list.
Kim Basinger, she had a great sex scene in The Getaway too, wasn't it?
That was Christy Swan. No, it was a Chase. Christy.
That was Chase. I thought Getaway.
I remember the cartoon being real hot, though.
The Cold War.
Was that Jude Law in that movie, too?
No, that was Brad Pitt.
Yeah,
Brad Pitt was the detective.
Brad Pitt was the lead.
Yeah.
I don't know if Jude Law was some other guy, but the main guy was Brad Pitt.
I don't know.
Uncredited. Jude Law's like, don't put me in that film.
Definitely sounds like a male fantasy film.
What's your number 1?
Fucking cartoons.
Enemy at the Gates. There's that.
Oh,
there's that scene where they're
I
in
didn't
those
see that
sleeping
movie.
bags and they kind of
that's Jude Law.
That's Jude Law. Yes, that is. and
I
she
thought I had
whispers in
Jude
his
Law in
ear.
my top 2.
Whispers in his
I
ear.
might.
Aim small, miss small.
That's right. I have 2 Penelope Cruzes. You got 2 Jude Laws.
But there's that sex scene and the.
Okay.
That's,
Jeff, what's your number 1?
I'm assuming my number 1 is going to be everybody else's number 1 because I picked Team America World Police.
That's a good one with the marionettes.
Marionette sex, nothing could be better other than real porn. But
I dispute that. Number 1 for me, Embrace of the Vampire. 57 minutes into it, and an hour and 2 minutes into it.
you mean that's how long it lasts between 57 and an hour?
Yeah,
and
there's
two?
like a 2-minute scene, and then she talks or something.
2-minute scene? Mine was like an 8-minute scene.
And then
Come
there's
on.
an hour and 2, I believe it is.
Oh, the unedited version, the not rated version.
You know,
I have to specify.
Oh, and listen.
You know, with editing skills you can do today, you can't loop that over and over.
God, I love Alyssa Milano's dinner plates. Go ahead, Jim.
My number one
and
would
then
be...
go watch Who's the Boss.
No,
Oh, now you just ruined it all.
get out.
Blake's fired.
My number one is Out Cold, when Zach Galifianakis fucks the hot dog and gets his dick stuck.
I don't know if I've ever seen that, and now I don't want to.
Oh, it's hilarious. At one point, I had that as my icon on Facebook.
Yeah.
My profile picture.
Didn't he use soap?
Well, he was like having the fantasy of the girl and everything, and then pretty much it's...
And he's sitting in the hot tub and by the blower.
and then he's kind of like,
Jeff, Blake, whatever your name is, get us out of this. What's your number
I'm
one?
not going to get us out of this. We're going to go deeper.
Oh,
That's what she said.
We're going back to 1983, aren't we?
Back to 1983, the two 1983
Empire Strikes
movies.
Back?
Empire of the Sun?
When an at makes love to another at.
No, it's in A New Hope when Luke kisses Leia. No, wait, hold on.
That didn't happen.
No. 1983.
That was in Empire Strikes Back when they kissed, wasn't it?
Yeah, Empire Strikes Back. So.
Hey, go ahead. What's your number
Well,
one?
yeah, they kissed for luck, too.
Oh, I forgot about that one. You're right.
Swing, but that was 77. Right, so.
What's your number one?
All right, in no particular order. You got Rebecca Make Me Horny and Risky Business.
Yep. On the train?
On the train.
Yep.
That's
You guys and your Tom Cruise movies.
But not Tom Cruise. Well, you get it from his angle, most of it, and that's pretty good.
Yeah, she's on top. She's mounting.
Yeah, pretty much. Very hot.
And what's your
And
other
then
one?
1983's, I've talked about the movie before. It's got Phoebe Cates, Matthew
Time out.
Modine.
Did you watch any movies after 1983?
No, but this is where I started.
He watched 2 Spanish movies after 83.
Yeah, at least 2 Spanish movies.
Okay, sorry.
No, Private School. If you get the chance, there's a lot of nudity in Private School.
Yes, there is.
And all I have to say is 2 words: Betsy fucking Russell.
That's 3 words.
Nipsey
It's
Russell?
hyphenated.
Oh.
Nipsey Russell?
Fucking Russell
Betsy
is hyphenated
Russell.
or Betsy fucking is hyphenated?
Betsy fucking Russell.
Okay.
That's her last name. It's her maiden name. Fucking.
You
She got
wanna-
married.
And you know what? I did this today because I was like, whatever happened to Betsy
Keep
Russell?
that to yourself.
Whatever happened to Baby Jane?
Well, here's something interesting. If you go back to Private School, Betsy Russell was hot in 1983 in Private School.
Okay.
And then she has a 30-year gap. And then she's in Saw 3, 4, and 5.
And I haven't seen those Saw
I haven't
movies.
seen those movies. Now I'm going to have to go fast forward through them all.
Now you just have to see if she is a
She's still hot.
an attractive. Is
The
she,
IMDb photo. She's
Oh.
a good-looking lady, man.
oh yeah, that's her recently.
Yeah, in Private School, there's a couple
yeah,
simulated
she's
sex
attractive.
scenes that are really good.
Are you sure they're simulated?
Well, yeah. I saw it. And then she's got probably the best naked horse riding scene you'll ever see in your life in Private School. Probably better than any lady could
I don't really
have
have a
I
horse riding
can't doubt that
fetish.
because I can't think of a naked horse riding
Let
film.
me. Yeah. God. Yeah, I'm telling you.
Do not go to that bathroom.
Man, hey.
Yes, you are
no,
not
guys,
christening
hold on.
the new studio
All right, I'm
bathroom.
done with the best sex scenes. I'll be back, guys.
Quick, since we get out of here, honorable mentions, anyone? I had Fish Called Wanda.
That's the horse riding scene. Look at that. Can you tell me you won't watch that in slow mo?
Dear God.
Oh yes, it is in slow mo.
100% it's in slow-mo.
I had Fish Called Wanda. And I had Fear on the Roller Coaster with Mark Wahlberg.
Damn it, Mark Wahlberg!
I was thinking, when I'm saying Matthew Modine, let me put this for our audience.
Is
In
he a
Stranger
sheriff?
Things, it's the sheriff.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
And Jason thinks it's the sheriff. Yeah.
My honorable mentions: The Watchmen in the ship.
Yeah, in Archie.
Yep. And then Blue Valentine. Pretty much the
Never saw it, but
most of the movie, but in particular the scene that got it the NC-17 rating when he goes down on her.
Jeff, anything?
Oh wait a minute, that should get an NC-17 rating. Did they show an erect penis? Because that's what you get NC-17 ratings for.
Was Brown Bunny rated NC-17?
What is that? It sounds terrible.
Fuck you, watch.
Vincent DeGallo, the Brown Bunny.
Yeah, okay, no. Going back to Kathleen Turner, I had an honorable mention for Body Heat.
Body heat, chained heat.
Who
body
Framed Roger
heat,
Rabbit?
All those.
Was there a sex scene in that?
I don't know if
I
there
don't
was.
think Roger and
I put Species on my honorable mention
oh, I forgot Cat People.
Oh yeah, that's right. Where she turns into a cat.
Yeah, cat sex. With David Bowie music going on in the background.
Yeah.
We did have some.
Some listeners' choices.
Yes. Now let me get you some here. From Kevin at Cincy Explorer, he had Forgetting Sarah Marshall, Monty Python's The Meaning of Life,
Stole that from me.
Top Gun, Basic Instinct, and The Room.
I still have yet to see The Room. But
Honorable
now
mention?
that I know there's a sex scene, I'm not sure I want to see it.
Any honorable mention? Anything from the 50 Shades series?
Really? He watched those? I'm
Well,
sorry,
I probably
Kevin.
would watch them for sex too, but then,
I wouldn't.
Then it's called porn. Gone Girl, Anchorman,
Gone Girl's
Gone
pretty good.
Girl had a scene. Yeah, you
Yeah.
could see with what's
Anchorman was really funny.
and Watchmen. Jen Adams. Oh, she's the one that lost at Buffy trivia at the expo. She was not good at that.
No, terrible.
Terrible.
Isn't she an accomplice in a
Vape store?
robbery?
I think she had a getaway car.
Getaway driver?
She did listen to the show last time you did that, and she was so mad. She's like, she just kept talking about how bad I was at Buffy trivia.
For people that don't,
Jason?
for the people that don't know, that's the future ex Mrs. Scab Jeff.
Second.
The second.
Yeah, she's seen Clockwork Orange, though.
Oh, burn!
But she hasn't seen The Usual Suspects.
No, she hasn't.
Doesn't have to now.
Number 5 for her, Dirty Dancing, 1987. Number 4, Cabin Fever.
Was there a sex scene in Dirty Dancing, or was it just Dirty Dancing?
I carried a watermelon.
Number
Somebody had sex because the one girl was pregnant.
No, I think the section she's talking about is the one that Patrick Swayze's character should get arrested for.
Because she's supposed to be 16, isn't she?
Yes.
Oh, jeez.
Number 3, Mr. and Mrs. Smith. That whole movie is sex between those two.
Never saw it.
Team America, number 2, World Police.
Stole that one from me.
Number 1, Fear, 1996.
Stole that one
That
from Jason.
smoking hot roller coaster scene gave me a totally unrealistic expectation of roller coasters.
Gave her a stiffy.
Because of Mark Wahlberg. Fuck you, Marky Mark.
Is that what we're naming it? Fuck you, Marky Mark?
So there you go. There's your top 5. Thanks for listening. Scab Jeff, thanks for stopping by. Always a pleasure.
Thanks for having me.
Don't forget your floppy.
You know, as I
Floppy
look
bribe.
as I look at the length of this table and the llama head on the wall, and where Jeff is sitting, Scab Jeff is sitting, it's staring at him.
It is.
Kind of looks like it has an O face too.
He misses Daddy.
Well, that's the title of the show. It's also Scab Jeff's favorite porn.
Oh.
He's actually in it.
When I die, can you put my head on the wall next to it?
Yeah, we can
Yes.
do that.
Yeah.
Like you're not going to outlive real Jeff over here.
I don't want my head on the wall.
Anyways, bad idea of the week. Number 213. Not giving us a bribe for a floppy Canadian of the Year award. Just saying.
I had one too.
Go ahead.
Number 1012.
Okay.
Robbing a vape store with a knife.
Good.
He hasn't been caught yet.
Just going outside. Bad idea number 1015. Remaking Charlie's Angels.
I thought that was one, but
Bad idea 1016. Remaking Charlie's Angels with Kristen Stewart.
She's so hot.
Can we do can somebody do a separated at birth? Can we take an actual Scab Jeff photo with the suspect's photo and put it up there on the internet?
We could, but then they would be knocking on Jeff's door.
No, we don't want to we don't want you to get arrested.
it's a reason he's not shaving.
We would like to thank the History of Bad Ideas podcast for catching this vape store.
I don't know. I kind of thought it was Todd Luiso.
Wait, hold on a second. Hold on a second.
Dom DeLuise?
Is there a reward?
I think there was. I think there actually was.
I'm not that attached to
Crime
Scab.
Stoppers.
All in favor of not being that attached to Scab Jeff?
I want to see what his bribe is first.
A real llama.
Should at least be.
that'll win.
That would win.
For
You're not bringing it in the
information
house,
leading
though.
to the arrest.
I don't care if he brings a real llama and leaves it out back for you. I'm voting for him.
I agree, I probably would. Bad
What if
idea.
it's an alpaca?
Roger says goodbye.
No, we need a llama.
Roger says
Goodbye.
Walking Dead to Talking Heads, from comic books to TV sets, there's a history. If it's not so bad, there's the history. It's the history of bad, so bad. The history of bad, it's bad. The history of bad ideas. Podcast.
Addendum. Titles for the show. Scab, you got anything?
I don't. I didn't have a piece of paper.
Probably the best color man in the business. I got robbing a vape store.
I thought that was Nick.
Best color man in the business.
The Gimp. Yeah,
That
yeah.
he is good too. Jim, what you got?
I have. She's seen a Clockwork Orange. I have Scab Jeff stole them all. 6 degrees of Kevin Bacon's penis. Double Dutch rudder. Is Brown Bunny NC-17? That sounds like a turkey. And I use Wicker.
I do like that. I use Wicker.
I have Movie Keg, Topless in Yellowstone. Maybe I'm not that good at impressions. A Serbian superhero film. Daryl, and Daryl. Formerly known as Mrs. Scab. Vape crimes. Negotiate with myself.
Damn, look at you go.
29 shares of Kristen Stewart.
We want people to listen.
And the Pez Thief.
I have, they still make the talkies. Put the helmet back on. It's the sheriff. Piece of man hunk. And he misses daddy. Anybody? What you got? Come on, Jeff. What do you like?
What do I like?
Jim, what do you like?
I like this cookie.
I like
There
this
you go.
cookie.
I like this
I
cookie.
like this cookie. 29 degrees of Kristen...
No.
29 shares of Kristen Stewart.
6
degrees
of Kevin Bacon's penis.
We can't
29 or
put Kevin Bacon
6
in
to 4. Oh, wait.
Can't put people's names in the titles. Apple won't let us.
Well, I like the cookie is going to be it.
What was the last one you had, Jeff?
The Pez Thief.
Which one was before the Pez Thief?
I like vape crimes.
That was the 29 shares of Kristen Stewart. Daryl, and Daryl. A Serbian superhero film. Vape crime. Formerly known as Mrs. Scab.
I like negotiating with myself.
And negotiating with myself.
I use Wicker.
I use Wicker.
That sounds painful.
Change approved.
I use Wicker.
That's why we stopped at 3 kids.
No, you should keep having kids because
So you don't use the wicker.
Oh, is that how it happens?
He was using unreliable birth control.
It was teak.
he used to hefty bag when he was having sex with Big Fat
Ah,
Sarah.
let's go. Moving on.
It was the Little Debbie wrapper. That's what it was.
The little Debbie wrapper and the rubber band.
Roger says goodbye.
Goodbye.
You've been listening to Hobie.